everyone's doing it. Yeah.
I don't like my tagline better, but that's okay.
What's your tagline?
It's time to kick ass and play arcade games, and I'm all out of quarters.
That's a great mashup of like Duke Nukem and the no-named guy from They Live.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. I think we're live.
Oh,
we are live.
Yes, I see the live logo.
Oh, I should get into the, speaking of IRC.
You're live, coming at you, coronavirus free.
Yeah, right.
So far. And we're breaking the rule of
as far as
no
we
more
know.
than 5 people or whatever the rule is.
No, this is. Yeah.
Oh no, I think it's 10.
Oh, it's 10. Okay,
10.
so we're still okay.
Yeah,
So
unless you're in like fucking Alabama or something, and then it's 25.
Well, they can't count that high.
No, or maybe it was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, start him off early.
Ow, wow.
Shots fired.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
So welcome everybody to the Arcade Hangout, your source of entertainment while you're confined to your homes.
Welcome to COVID-19 Hangout.
Yeah.
Please blow your brains out now.
That's
We will
not the
drink with you during
messaging.
these
I
times.
mean, thank you for joining us, everyone.
go.
We are a
Better.
group of friends that get together once a week and talk about
Maybe more now.
arcade machine. Yeah, maybe we'll be joining
we're going
more
to
often.
we're switching to 3 times a week now.
Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Occasional Sunday.
If there's any beer left.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of beer.
And then Tuesdays will be the hangover hangout. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta learn how to make my own beer and go blind by making it wrong.
Hump Day Wednesday hangout.
Bathtub beer.
Bathtub beer, just like
That's
mixing
a
it.
beer. Oh, that
Are
sounds
you
so
sure it's
vile.
butter? No, I make
Carrie,
beer.
did you see the Colbert show where he is in the
Yes.
bathtub?
Yes.
That was
awesome.
crazy. Yeah. They did the late show, with Stephen Colbert, but he's in his bathtub and it's just him like recording on his phone because they're not doing the show really.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I was
it's
laughing
crazy.
out loud, and it's so weird without a live audience.
Oh yeah, and,
Yeah.
and actually, John Oliver with last week tonight was also the same thing. He recorded it like basically in a blank studio this week. It's very strange not to have
So strange.
the laugh track basically from the audience there.
Yeah.
No audience.
Yeah.
I'll tell
That's
you
a real
one thing.
test.
One good thing about going to work, because I still have to go to freaking work.
Oh no!
No traffic.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of is it reminds me of that movie The Stand.
Oh yeah, I read that book. That was
Everyone's
actually.
all fucked up.
I think that was the first. That was one of my
Omega Man or
favorite
whatever? What's,
Stephen King books.
Similar.
That was
Similar to
brutal.
Mega
That was
Man,
like
kind of.
1,600 pages or something like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it was a
I
phone
read it,
book.
and then I read he later on came out with the unabridged, like the director's cut or whatever, like his own. That like his editor had trimmed like 500 pages
You know
out that
why?
he wanted back in
You know why that was trimmed?
because it was too fucking long.
It was too long, and the book company didn't have the technology to glue the pages because the book would just fall apart.
Why don't they
So they're like, you got to
interesting.
cut out at least 500 pages of
Why
this book.
wouldn't
We
they
can't.
just do
hold it
two
together.
books, though? That's not
To
the
be-
first
I know.
book
Why
in
didn't they just do a
series.
series?
Well,
Yeah.
but okay, so having read the unabridged version, I'll call it, it needed to have been abridged. It actually
Hmm.
was better, shorter, and I mean I enjoyed
I
both.
said no
woman.
woman ever.
I-
You heard it from a woman.
Well, I
Apparently,
heard
size.
Yeah.
Isn't everything
sometimes
when,
matters.
when it comes to
Sometimes
novels.
So Stephen King has admitted to that he did a lot of cocaine back then. So he was like a
Good boy.
writing maniac. Just like,
Jimmy needs to put that on your soundboard.
One book.
he cranked out pages and pages and pages, and he didn't even remember half the shit sometimes, and he's like, then turns it in. Here you go. Here's my book. It's ready. I got it done in a day. So yeah. So that's probably why they probably read it over and went, "Hey man, you got to trim some of this."
Shit.
Lemony fresh.
Yeah.
It's like what's that Will Smith movie? I Am Legend, where he's like the last one on. Is it a Twilight Zone episode or something? Isn't there something? What am I thinking of? Is it Omega Man? What's the?
Well,
There's
yeah,
one, too,
Omega
where there's,
Man
like-
was the original movie that the
that spawned or that kind of was.
That's a Holocaust type movie.
yeah.
I think that's from Sicknesses because there's sort of like the remnant. Who's remaining is sort of like some are like halfway dying and they become sort of a cult and kind of
Okay.
monsterish.
Because I know, yeah, that's what the one the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is based off of.
Oh, okay.
Where Homer's the last one, but then there's like a cult of like half zombies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie for its time. It's it's slow like most 70s movies of their time, but if you can deal with that, it's actually a pretty decent 70s flick. If you like sci-fi, like Logan's Run, those kind that are awesome, but they're just slower paced compared to today, But anyway, welcome to the Arcade Hangout, everybody. America's longest running arcade podcast. We're
In the universe.
In the universe. Episode
Give it some
200.
time, and it'll be just the longest podcast. Like you don't have to like
Longest
preface it with our-
podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
We're at 200 and what now? Does
10.
anybody know? 210? Wow.
10.
210.
Two.
Yeah.
You need to play it.
Wow.
2 Jim. 10. There you go.
That was good timing because I was just looking for it. Yeah.
So, how many people out of this group are working from home now?
Me.
Are you?
Dave,
Oh.
you still working?
Yeah.
Ooey on that, huh?
back
I'm
in
working
your-
too.
Yeah.
What, you
Sorry,
can't
not
cop
me.
behind a desk?
Well, we're still working.
I'm
I
trying to
just-
work.
Well, what I mean is you're not
Yeah,
going to work
yeah,
anymore.
not
You're
going,
working
yeah.
at home. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
me as
no,
of
don't-
about 3 hours ago.
You're under arrest.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
was
read your-
telecommuting already, though. I was telling 1 day a week. So
Okay.
I
My
guess
job can't be done at home, so yeah. I'm
Yeah,
kinda
we
stuck.
couldn't see your
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Seabart,
Okay.
can't you cook at home at your parents' house?
Yeah.
Get the burgers and stuff.
Hey, you do the prep cook? Yeah.
Burgers, really?
Chop,
No.
chop some.
I love our government.
Well, I don't know what
We're-
you.
Well,
your
I talk
gourmet
about a whole
steaks
other
or
level
whatever.
of sweatis coming out.
Yeah.
From the
I was trying
Oh.
to think of that word for the longest time,
Sweatis.
Gak. Like 2 days ago, I'm like,
You're
what,
slowing
what's
down
a
in your
sweat
old age
word?
there, Jim.
I know, man. You're right behind me. Yeah.
Don't you love our government?
Hey,
Where
still got 2
it
years
doesn't
on me,
count for
buddy.
Seabart because
Yeah.
he's Canada, but our
Oh,
government
we're-
is like, we're not going to give any restaurants any bailouts or anything because they can always do takeout.
Right.
They're so disconnected with like how shit works.
No,
they
but
just don't
let's
care.
bail out the airlines.
Yeah,
Sweatis.
who already got a bailout
Yeah.
and then they just bought their own stocks again with
Yeah.
those fuck faces.
Fuck face.
Oh, I'm so glad Gak said it because I could not think of that word, sweatis, for
Sweatis.
long, and it's
Oh.
making me laugh again. I'm gonna have a laugh attack pretty quick.
I wasn't using the prep sink. I was using
Oh,
the sink,
oh,
and it
oh,
was
Seabart's-
just enough to go.
Sweatis.
Yeah, I think it's time for the people to have a bailout. That's what we need.
I
A
need
real
bailout.
bailout
My
for the
wife
people.
works for
Well,
America.
that's
now.
yeah.
They are talking about it.
Yeah, they are.
They need to because there's gonna be a lot of people like my daughters now. They shut down Stone Brewery,
Right.
which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like
I know.
Oh, you're gonna go through withdrawals.
Do you have enough beer to last like 2
ETs.
months? Yeah.
I have.
Here's Mawkin after the next growler's empty.
Yep, exactly.
I just finished it tonight too. So I'm like,
Oh
man.
no.
Oh, I stocked
about
up
the
on
ration
booze
this
yesterday.
open?
And they're not pouring anymore right now. So it's
Yeah,
like,
so Mark, my
oh.
understanding is you can do orders to go and they'll do crowlers or growlers.
certain
You can't-
times, certain windows of the day too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the breweries around me, that's in the last 24 hours, they're like, you can go to their site and pre-order or show up and order, but you can't bring any outside, like empty growlers for them to
But-
fill.
The problem with just anything where you got to interact with somebody is that you're interacting with somebody.
Mhm.
So it's like, who touched the handle last? Who's touching it now?
Yeah.
They're touching your bottle. And that means when you get it, you might as well just wipe the whole fucking thing down with alcohol, then wash your hands with alcohol,
and then
you
swallow
can
the
enjoy
alcohol.
it.
And then drink the alcohol.
then you
Right.
swallow the alcohol.
Yes.
last or actually it was it Saturday, Friday or Saturday? I was at a birthday party and it was this dive of a bar. They were doing karaoke and stuff. And I was getting out the door by using my elbows like this because I'm like, what else? You would wash your hands. Then they had paper towels and the garbage was opposite of where the door was. And so you get up there and now there's a handle you got to grab because it wasn't a push door
There's a
going
pull.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's use
And so I'm like,
the paper towel or the toilet paper and then just throw it on the floor.
see, that's the thing. Like
Fuckers.
the garbage was way across. Like it's like, oh, then I just have to like drop the paper towel. Like the garbage wasn't near the door. But yeah, so I was like doing like the elbow thing.
Are you doing like the shirt thing where you take the bottom part of your shirt to open up a door, or I'm doing anything I can to not touch shit. I feel like a total like Howard Hughes germaphobe,
Right.
but I have to be,
Yeah. It was nuts.
Necro says Karate Kid moved to open the doors.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed you guys.
I
the
don't want to get
picture.
kicked out. Yeah.
I showed
No
you guys a
pun
picture
intended.
from my work this
Yeah.
morning. Like I show up and like once you go inside the building, all the door handles are missing, like off all the doors in the building.
Oh yeah, that picture you posted.
Yeah,
that
and
was
then
That
I
was
was down.
nuts, dude.
So they put plates in place of the door handles, and then at the bottom of the door, and I realized this later, they made them yesterday in house, the bracket. So it's like it looks kind of like a capital J,
Nice.
and then the leg on the J has like teeth in it, so you can like put your shoe on that and then pull the door open, to open it for you.
I'm taking that to Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Actually, Mock, when I was in San Diego, when we went to have the barbecue, that's the way the bathrooms were set up.
Yeah.
Because they
Isn't
had the
that
little kick things. Yeah.
The problem
Did you
is,
put
like,
is that a condom on your microphone?
Yeah, it's a mask.
there you go.
Ah, oh, very good.
I wouldn't advertise you have that.
So when
Jesus
Andrew and I
Christ,
went
hold on.
to Phil's barbecue, they have a thing where you wash your hands in the bathroom, and then the door doesn't have your normal handle. It has this kind of like Gax thing. It's this hook that comes out of it, and it has a little sign to show
Oh,
you
for
the
your
diagram.
arm.
You
Yep.
put your arm in and you pull it
Yeah.
out, so
Yeah.
your hands don't touch, because you're going to be eating ribs and in your
Yes.
mouth, and it's totally makes sense.
So the worst problem though at work today, what happened was the most common door that everyone uses is like right across from my group is the door to the lunchroom. And that door, like the spring load on the door, because it's shuts, is like so strong. Like people like fighting it with their foot and putting their elbows, and they wind up putting their hand on the door anyways.
like kick it open a little bit and then grab it.
Yes,
on the side,
that's
open
pretty much
it.
what everybody-
I think
Yeah,
everyone needs
like-
to start wearing latex gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be like
Well, the thing is, though,
what's
if you
that?
take a latex glove and then touch your face, you're fucked too.
Yep.
Do you remember
That's true.
Naked Gun
They need to
with
wear
the
a
whole
latex
body
face
condoms?
mask.
Just do it Michael Jackson style. One glove.
Look, yeah, a
We're all
gimp
gonna be bubble
bag,
boys.
gimp costume.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah.
gimp.
Everybody looks like they're in
the
they're into
moops. The moops.
BDSM.
That's not a word. That's not. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the moops. Anyone see the episode Seinfeld? No.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
took a
remember that
second. Like,
one.
what the hell is he talking about? I'm like, oh yeah. Like the bubble voice was the best.
Yeah. The moops. Hey, that's not a word. So fucking funny. Speaking of, well, Dave. Now that you're here, I'm wearing the shirt, just pretending that we're going to Pee Wee this weekend.
I know. I felt like I should watch
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Pull that out on Saturday and watch it. Anyways, yeah, because they didn't cancel that event, but they postponed it. So who knows
That's cool.
when it's gonna be.
That's
Yeah.
better than
It's
cancel.
better than canceling. Yeah,
I mean, it's a smaller tour, so they could probably do that. It's just
yeah.
probably asked him like it's all you, dude. Do you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do this later? And he's probably like, yeah, I'll do it later.
Oh, it's a shit ton of money too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
I did too, and I would rather. That's probably the best outcome you can
Yeah.
get out of it. It's like, okay, well, we still got our tickets, because that was my thing. I'm like, I don't want to. If they reschedule, if they cancel and reschedule, I don't want to have to go through that whole
Yeah.
fucking Ticketmaster shit again of waiting to pull the trigger on the VIP shit and all that. So that was a pain in the ass.
I just hope they just don't come out and then said all the other cities are going except Minneapolis.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Sorry, most of the dates, but we couldn't squeeze that in.
Yeah.
Minneapolis is pretty big. I'd be surprised, like, because if you look at the other cities and stuff, I'm like, they're doing it in some. It's not like the same scale.
Well, I'm bummed.
I am too,
But,
but
it was going to be my parents were going to be freaked out anyway because now like they're afraid of the kids.
oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
know what I
for you guys, me and Carrie are like, well, let's hopefully they can still come and we can at least hang out. And then it got worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way that they're gonna come make it
all the
out here.
restaurants will get takeout Chinese and play arcade games. My wife will look at me like, "What? Why are we do this? Is this is part of it?" But we
could have just stayed at
Well,
home.
shit, me and Carrie don't even know if she's gonna be able to make it up this weekend. So
with flying, it's gonna be a nightmare, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just
I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily. Well, I mean, I'm wondering if they're like the airports are empty and the flights are empty. It's against the rules essentially for non-essential travel, but I'm wondering if they're doing like the little temperature taking things, and they're doing all that, which would make me
temperature in the buttocks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, like, if I fly out there, what happens if like I develop a cold and I can't, right? Like if I fail the temperature test coming back, I'd be like, okay, I got to take a whole bunch of Tylenol.
The good news is that you're working. You can telecommute at least until May 1st. So.
Right. I know. That's why I was like, I could drive out with the dogs.
Stay out here for like a month.
Yeah, like your apartment complex would never notice. Couple of dogs.
Oh fuck no!
Nah,
They never bark.
People are going for walks with their dogs
they're really,
around here all the time.
They're totally. Yeah, exactly. They're quiet and well behaved. They're small.
There is a yapper across the street the last couple nights. I don't know what the deal is. Like if someone just got a dog or what, because I've never heard this dog yapping and barking before. But it's like right across the street, just nonstop. So either the owners aren't around, or I don't know what the deal is, but it makes your dogs, especially, it makes Kaya look like an angel.
Nah.
Roar,
roar, roar, roar.
Yeah.
I'm loud.
I would rather hear that than like nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, at least she has to take a break and come lay down on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
So we have 24 people watching us right now, which I think is pretty close to our high score.
Yeah, I like that high score.
Free game, yeah. Speaking of that, just to make a little segue into arcade stuff, obviously Galga / Plus is finished, and I found 2 days ago found ROMs online that I burned to save the high scores. So both games save high scores now. And 88 is actually pretty cool because not only does it show your high score, it shows what level you made it to, what section of the game. I always like that. Like Arkanoid does that. That game does it. And that game's fucking fun as hell. I've just started being able to play it a bit more, but the music in that game is so awesome.
You'll soon have a lot more time to play it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'll talk. Yeah. I've got some more news later, but anyways.
My work's starting to gear up for working from home, and I got this email saying, okay, it's your responsibility to track your people to make sure that they're working. I'm like, oh brother, that's gonna be so hard. To constantly bother them, I guess. I don't know how are you supposed to really.
So what we're
you have deliverables.
So yes.
Yeah.
But so if they miss their deliverables, they're fucking up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I just have to have them keep turning in stuff and see progress. But
we have to do logs. So we have each day you have to do a log of what it is you've been working on, how long you're working on it, whether it's complete or ongoing. So there's that, and then the other thing that they're requiring is what's in the log.
I was going for it, but I was like, nah, that won't work. But you guys picked up on it.
That was all it took. Is like name that sound bite in one syllable.
Ooh, that would be a fun little contest we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That'd be for our
that take like a solid week's worth of shows because I've got too many.
And Mock, the other thing that they're having us do is I have to, as their supervisor, I have to check in with all of my people telephonically every day. But I supervise like 10 people. 10. So yeah, the soundbite we'd all get immediately. 10.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, we'd be like 10. So I do a daily telephonic unit meeting.
Oh, okay.
And that way I can my supervisor has to check in with me she only supervises 2 people.
Oh.
But of course I'm a handful. But so she checks in with me at the start of every day. So it's like I'm sitting here in my nightie with my tea, like half groggy, talking to her, like,
okay,
because it's like I start work at 9. I work 9 to 5:30.
that's why you start later. So
yeah, and so she has a phone call, and she has the phone call with my sister supervisor at 8. So she hits each of us at our start time.
Well, I'm like the other way around, because so I've got 2 teams, my Indian team and my local-ish team. So I meet with them for stand-ups every day, but I do that before coronavirus. That's just normal.
You do stand-up comedy? I like that. What do you do if they're not funny?
Daily stand-ups, yeah.
Here all week,
That's
folks.
not funny.
Exactly. You're off the team.
Yeah.
And what's your status?
Nobody's here all week because of the coronavirus. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I'm right here.
I'm right here all
week.
And after that week, and after that week.
Here is gift for you. It's chocolate penis. Very tasty and delicious.
I'm sitting here trying to think, though. Like you're saying, like you touch base with your boss. I don't even remember the last time I talked to my boss. It's been at least 3-4 weeks.
Wow.
Jeez.
He's in fucking New Jersey or New York or some shit.
Oh, he doesn't live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our team's like successful enough that it's like, just don't fuck up. Just keep doing what you've been doing and just keep. Yeah, that's good. We'll check it. Let me know if you need anything.
It's funny. We're getting a bunch of emails. Different various management supervisors and stuff. The support staff. Because I work for the city for the city attorney's office, and so all the courts are for the most part shutting down.
Yeah. So what do you do?
And so as a support staff, it's like, well, if courts aren't in session, now there's these emails that's kind of like, well, you're going to run out of things to do. And so like, here are some ideas for things you can do, to keep you working. And it's so bizarre to get these
drives.
You're actually not far off. One of the things was delete old files on your hard drive and things like that. Yeah. So it's it's an
interesting one line item per day you delete
my computer while it's defragging your hard drive. Boom, half my day.
I remember those days. Solid states, you don't have that anymore. Yeah.
Sorry, Gak, what were you saying?
I was just saying delete like 1 file a day.
Right.
I got like 400 files to delete. I guess I'll just delete 1 per day until it's done.
Organize your porn. No.
Well, basically you're staring at Netflix.
Yes.
I know they're giving us busy work to do because we do like trade shows, but all the trade shows got canceled. So it's like, fuck. Well, for the future for trade shows.
So, I've got plenty to do because they're always like, well, you can train people on this and that. And like,
that's the thing. It's training, and also I'll be assigning like things to be proactive with. I'm gonna do stuff like that to keep them busy. So, but yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know. This is really weird. My daughter's like, how many virus things have you had happen to you in the past? Because wondering like if this is like a common thing to happen once in a while, and like never this happens.
The only thing I remember was like Y2K, all the hype with that, and it was just water. It was just like bottled water is being sold out everywhere. That's all I really remember.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. People are buying water everywhere.
Nothing happened.
I get mine from a tap.
Yeah,
Andrew.
So we get somewhat of what we're experiencing up here whenever we get a blizzard. So I don't know if Minnesota gets this at all too, but like anytime there's like a big snowstorm coming in, people will definitely do the runs on the the grocery stores and stuff like that.
We get a little bit of that. Your storms are probably bigger than ours, maybe.
Well, we get that too, but
it's not like
not to this scale.
Is different.
No.
This is a different scale. But like definitely get the thing where it's like, they announce the snowstorm, and then like for 2 days before that, like there'll be a run in the grocery store. There'll be no fucking bottled water, which again is crazy. Just like Chris said, the fucking tap water here is awesome. So I don't know what the issue is. But then just like some of the basics will run out. But we've never run out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, never.
How many rolls of toilet paper do you have?
That's so ass backwards. Oh.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
It's a stupid story. Too early. I happen to have gone to Costco like the week before I went to LA. So I've got like 12 cinder blocks full of fucking toilet paper that takes me forever to get through.
I've got 56 rolls.
Crinker's
Well, I was
prize.
telling
Well,
Andrew, it's funny you can't think on this.
2 weeks supply.
Andrew,
right
I told
back.
Carrie, I'm like, I've got like 5 rolls. That's like a month and a half if you're not here.
Wow.
Actually, I think you said that you had plenty supply, and I'm like, yeah, unless I'm there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I fessed up.
I just gotta avoid eating stuff that gives me messy shit.
I gotta go shut my.
No
I gotta go shut
artificial
my good
sweeteners.
dog up.
Yeah, nothing processed and no chili and
But
no
even that-
burritos.
Didn't we talk about that in LA about the whole thing of like how you use one square of toilet paper per wipe?
That was so gross.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about that.
Oh no!
I'm gonna
This
barf
buddy
in my
of mine-
mouth
Then you
again.
risk the shit finger.
You get
Yeah.
the shit finger, but
You get-
Oh god.
This
When
buddy
it's
of mine-
really-
I-
really messy.
Dave's asking like he's repulsed. Like, how can we be talking about
Wait a
this,
minute.
like Mr.
Wow.
Shit Man?
Like one. Can I use one square?
yeah, one square. You know
Not
how it
only would your finger would tear right through that, but
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
You
no,
know,
no. There's
Let me
there's
put it
there's a
this way.
technique.
If I'm in the bathroom, if I have to do a pre-check to make sure there's a plunger in the bathroom, that's how much.
pre-check, toilet pre-check.
Yeah, if
I've
I
heard
know
of TSA pre-check, but
if
now
I
we're
know the
talking about.
flow is low. If it's at someone's house, it's got a really shitty toilet. Then I'm like, I'm not even. I got to do a pre-flush before I start wiping.
That's what TSA pre-check
Yep.
really stands for: toilet, seat. No.
Or Dave, take a shit, but go like half of it and pinch it, and then flush
Yeah.
that, and then take the rest, and then flush it.
I'm
This
like,
is what
welcome to-
happens
welcome
when
to the shit
Carrie goes
hangout.
away.
Toilet hangout.
Shit
Hope
just got
nobody's
real.
eating right now.
Actually, I need to get another.
Hey, Andrew's gonna do a demonstration.
This is like the
Demonstration.
military
how,
way.
how this works, right? So you got a standard one sheet. This is obviously paper towel, but just using it for demonstration purposes, right? So you fold it in
Maximum
half,
absorption.
right?
Everybody pay
Yeah.
attention.
And then you fold it in half one more time.
Yes.
Oh
Right.
no.
This is pro tip. Like if you guys don't know this shit, this is gonna save you toilet paper. And what you want to do is take the middle and just rip out just the corner.
Yeah,
Right? Got that? And then save that. That's
This is a
important.
magic
it
trick.
is.
And then when you finish, you open it up and you got a hole in it, right? So you stick your finger,
Stick your tongue
through that
through it.
hole. And you get in there and clean all that stuff out, right?
I'm gonna throw up.
And then you grab it at the base and then crimple it up and then
Scrape it all
pull
up to
off,
the top.
right?
Wait for it.
And then you
throw it
don't even
away.
have to wash your finger. It's perfect.
And then you take the last piece, right? You save. See, that's
Yeah.
how you clean underneath your fingernail.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Having a
I saw
nice.
that too.
And then you shake as many hands as you can after.
You have to make sure and pick the finger with the longest fingernail, because that's the most effective with scraping.
That's
you know,
right.
Oh
You
yeah.
wanna- you
Inner
wanna
wall.
get that last little piece and throw that shit away.
Or the three climb method.
a noise like this.
I need another beverage.
Those instructions needed to include the Swedish chef music in the background, so you can talk.
And that's- I did need
Herdy.
some background for that voiceover. Yeah.
I used to work with this guy that grew up in Wisconsin, and his mom, like, I think she worked at like a cheese factory or something. So he was constantly eating tons of cheese because he, get it free or whatever.
Oh wow.
And he called it cheese lock. He would get locked up too
Oh
much
yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
So his mom would have to give him
Locked up.
enemas like every couple of months, like, because he would like just
Wait, how old was he? Getting
Flush
animals?
his
oh
shit out.
probably 8 or 10 years old. I don't know.
God.
Yeah. But I knew he was
Clogged with
20s,
cheese.
so I don't know. It was
Can you imagine being a 10-year-old boy and your mom's giving you an enema?
Oh no.
She's like pushing back the hairy balls.
Or not. If you're 10, you might not have hair
Yeah,
yet.
you don't have hair down there on your tail.
When I was
Your
when I
bald
was
Make it
balls.
six,
better or worse? I don't know.
when I had my first part-time job when I was 15, 16, I was working at Mills Fleet Farm, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's kind of like a cross between like Gander Mountain and Home Depot. It's kind of like your discount giant department store. They have a sporting goods department, lawn and garden, so I was working in a sporting goods department, and I had a coworker at the time. I forgot what his name was. Was it Travis? And he loved, because he didn't give a, he's about the same age, and he was like, he wasn't there very long. He was looking to get out of there. He didn't like working there, but he would randomly just start having these these awkward, like, you shouldn't have these kind of conversations in public conversations. He just start up randomly and talk really loud to make everyone else around him like awkward and like customers and stuff move away. I remember one time he was stocking like one of the the fishing aisles with all the lures and stuff, And I was walking by, and he saw some of my customers that were going to ask him a question. So he's like, "Hey Jim, don't you hate when shitballs get stuck in your ass hair?" And he like starts going off on this tangent, and the customers like just do a 180 and walk away. I'm like, "You idiot." He did that all the time. He'd have like just start up like a disgusting random conversation just to get people to not bother him.
Oh,
yeah, those are good times. Hey, did you guys watch my Goonies stream on Friday at all?
I only caught a few minutes of it.
Yeah,
I wanted to. I don't know.
That game's hard as fuck.
You I think the part I caught, you were like you were you got a lot further than you thought you were gonna get. Like you got
Goonies
all the way
on
through
arcade. Goonies arcade.
You got through it like
I was playing on the
30
Red
minutes
Tent
or something.
I never understood that game, and it's confused me, and I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, and I don't know.
It's shorter than I thought. I beat it, but I just kept continuing. I think it took me like 8 or 10 quarters or credits. But trying to 1 credit that is like the new challenge, because after I beat it, I was like, I should. It was like I'd only been playing for like maybe an hour. And so I'm like, well, now what do I do? Normally these streams are like 2 or 3 hours. Like, should I just hang it up for the night or put a different game in? I'm like, I'll just try to see how far I can get on 1 credit. And that game is really difficult, but it's super fun. I like it, but it was the first time I streamed anything out of the Red Tent, and it worked pretty well. I want to do versus Castlevania.
Is it sort of similar to the NES one, or way different? Because it looks similar.
You mean Goonies 2, the one that was released here? It's similar, but not. I think it's a better game than Goonies 2, but
okay.
But to each their own. It is a little bit of a different game. Goonies. I
was not a fan of the arcade Goonies or the NES Goonies. I just wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, but it's so fucking difficult. There was one part in there where I got to a spot where it was like impossible. Like you're gonna die. Like you had to crawl up this like vine, and there are enemies. There was like a swarm of enemies. There was no way that you could like get around it, and so there are parts like that where it's like there's no escaping. But it was fun. It was fun to beat. The game loops then, and I assume it gets more difficult. But yeah, it'd be fun to get good enough that you could 1 credit it. I learned a few things along the way, but I to that degree though, I did get a comment. Someone was like, it was fun to watch someone that's not a master at the game play it. Like they So
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You saw that as well. Hey guys. Well, you know what's really, I have the game, haven't played it, but my 11-year-old plays the hell out of it. But it's good to have some actual footage on there that kind of guides you and teaches you how to go along and show you the like tricks while you're going along and playing it. Especially
that's cheating.
But you're a huge Goonie fan anyways, right?
That I am. But that's cheating. Like I try to avoid watching any stuff about any info.
Yeah, I know, but most people do. Most people will go on it and try to find videos, and trust me, that's my biggest thing since I've played certain games from the 80s. But a lot of the newer generations like to watch people play the game since they can't get access to it. Like how many times can anyone say that they've came along a Goonies arcade or their friend has it that they can go along and play? So they usually go ahead and watch videos. That's what it's so big on it, because you can't even come across the game at all.
Yeah, I mean, you could play it, I guess, in MAME, but yeah.
Most don't. They're just playing the newer stuff. But I did hear about it because James did watch your video. I haven't gotten around to it just yet, but I definitely will.
I want to do I want to do more off the Red Tent because it was fun. It was nice to be able to actually sit down instead of standing.
You're just saying Castle. Well, you hate sitting down playing games.
It depends. It depends. It depends on the game. Like I need to stand playing. There's no doubt I need to stand when I play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I don't like sitting down at a candy cab, that sort of thing. Even Eyes, I wouldn't want to play that sitting down. But like I think maybe part of it is just because a lot of the red tent games, you know, I have memories of, you know, sitting down like a console.
Like a player.
Maybe it's that.
There's certain games that's funny. That's funny you bring that up because I have like an opinion about that for like arcade games. There's certain arcade games that I don't want to sit down to play. Like I don't mind sitting and playing Donkey Kong. That's fine. But like Robotron, I have to be standing. I have to be shaking the thing, you know, like Carrie wrecking the fucking thing.
Yeah, totally.
Or pinball. Pinball, I can't.
Pinball sitting. That's
like I have to stand for pinball because it's all like. Did you guys ever see that that documentary on pinball? I think is it called Tilt or I forget. Something like
Special When Lit.
Special When Lit, yeah, where they show people's. Thank you, Jim. Where people they show people's body language when they're playing pinball, and people's like legs are kicking out.
Dance thing.
They're doing like they're like
hands
like
back
Keith does a.
Carrie's got a little. Yeah, Carrie, you have a little.
Carrie, you're funny to watch too.
Zone.
You're really into it. Your whole body language is like
she does this little backwards kick when she gets the little piano thing in Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Gabriella sits there with a hangover when she plays pinball.
Like this. Let me show you, just like this.
That's what you did.
Oh no.
Yes. I was trying to just keep it in because they all decided to go have breakfast, and I usually do not eat.
No, I'm talking about when we went for pinball later.
Yeah, I was still trying to hold it down.
Those are like premium, top of the line, top tier pinball machines too.
No, I have to say that I did play Munsters, which I liked how there's a whole top table, but there's also an underground like little.
Oh yeah, the second level.
Yes, but you know what?
Like Haunted House.
Yes, like Haunted House, exactly like Haunted House.
And I had to stand on my tippy toes just to look in there, like where'd the ball go? And, you know, and I'm on my tippy toes, like trying to look in. But you know, I played Stranger Things. I also played what is that one called? Gak, maybe you remember. Is he in here? No.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what was that? Death Proof. The Death Proof.
Oh,
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
There you go. I played that one, but I did like Munsters because there's a whole top level with, you know, the ball goes in, out, and at times when I didn't know it went around outside and then in, I thought I lost it. So I'm looking everywhere for it. And then that's the same thing again. It went to the other level underneath where I'm on my tippy toes, like trying to look to see what's in there. But that one was absolutely, I loved it. And also Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a good one.
That's a rad.
But I absolutely hate the all the characters and shit. Like get rid of it's
complicated.
Simplify
yeah,
that.
there's too many modes. That's the problem with Jersey Jack games. So you'll see in probably Wonka. I don't know. Wonka doesn't look as bad though, but like Keith's Hobbit, it was like, or that one and
so much
Wizard of Oz. Oh my god. Keith played it for 45 minutes and he barely went halfway through the game.
Oh fuck.
What?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm like, jeez.
You know, talking about moves, because I saw yours, Mock, you do like a little hit on the side. You like jiggle it just a little bit.
I jiggle it. And sometimes I tilt it too. I tilted it once.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
But I was gonna lose the ball anyway, so you might as well try to save it. Right?
Right. Well, I tried to do that and it started saying danger.
Yeah,
danger.
you get two dangers.
That's a warning.
Two dangers per ball. So yeah, you could shake it, and if the bob doesn't hit more than once, it'll give you just one danger, you know. But sometimes
I think it can hit a couple times though.
Yeah, if you do it, you can do 3. Yeah, then you're out.
But if you tilt it the first time really, really hard, you can get it to tilt out too.
Well, that's if it hits multiple.
That's like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
1, and then that's a warning, and 2, that's a warning, and then 3 is tilt. Right. Usually that's.
I've done that. I've done that with Pinball, where I just shove the machine.
Yeah. Well,
just picked it up and just fucking threw it out to the side.
You can adjust the. You can adjust the sensitivity of the bob.
You can, yeah.
So you can make it like, yeah.
It was funny because like when I got Star Trek, it had no bob on it. So clearly,
What did Griffin do?
The previous owner.
What's the incentive?
You could literally take that game and just shove it around.
It was actually mounted upside down.
Yeah, exactly. The Bob was upside down.
Did you guys see Griffin's post on Facebook?
It just instant tilts.
No, he didn't.
You can take it straight up.
He came back on, so I figured that I wasn't part of his inner circle.
Oh, he has a new account. That's probably why. And he said on his Facebook, he goes, and people thought I was crazy for building a theater in my house. Now I have something to do in this lockdown.
What, like you can't watch movies on your TV?
Hey,
and
Dave.
play games too?
In the other theater that was in your arcade.
Can you do me a favor, Dave, and start singing the Brady Bunch theme since you're right in the center?
Oh, I'm not in the center on my screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dave's in the center of mine.
Just take turns looking up and then down and left and right.
Yeah,
corners.
Jimbo, you're in my
There you go.
center.
I don't even.
Okay,
see
so,
the card.
so I'm gonna look to the right now.
Oh yeah, there you go. Good job.
There you go, Stewart.
All of your work as an extra is really paying off there.
We're gonna get flagged for the Brady Bunch fucking.
Oh, that's true, huh?
But Facebook and YouTube, because their staff are working from home, their computer system, their algorithm has been taking out anything that's been an issue, even though it's not. There's been a few in the arcade post community where their ads have been pulled down and flagged as spam.
Oh, they got nothing better to do.
Whose ads are getting spam?
There's a
I heard
couple
that
on Facebook, I think it was.
I just got an email from my supervisor that they're going to start using Zoom at work. And I was like, hey, I'm familiar with that. But apparently right now, and I don't know if you guys know this, but according to my supervisor, for as long as this pandemic is going on, Zoom is not charging.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Oh, cool.
We'll see
That's
if I get a bill this month.
My wife's a school teacher, and that's what they're all told.
Well, we already paid up.
Zoom.
Yeah, unfortunately we're on a monthly subscription, so.
It's okay.
Hopefully
It's
we'll
gonna
see.
be for
Maybe
a
they
few
won't charge
months.
us, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah,
Gabby's
I
got the
get-
next
All
2
this
months.
weekend on Zoom. I get it.
No, I got the next 3.
Whoa.
Since my kids are in school, we get 90 days of free internet. Like we don't have to pay our electricity bill or gas bill, and
Yeah, they did
Wow.
here.
they keep adding more and more stuff. So
Socialism.
I was like, we're
Yeah,
gonna
but-
go on like a 2 or 3 month quarantine.
Isn't it funny how our government says socialism, like for Medicare, but yet they'll like send a whole bunch of money to like the stock market, or they'll send a whole bunch of money to the airports.
Look,
That's
yeah.
not socialism.
Seriously, like if we send $300 billion to the fucking airlines, that's socialism. I mean,
Totally.
That's socialized.
The
fucking
last
money.
time we did that, they just invested it in their own stocks.
and they jacked up the bag prices.
Fuckers, and then they fucked
Yeah.
us some more.
All right, I
I mean,
found
how
it.
many
charging
billions
you
of
to use
extra
the toilet.
dollars since 9/11 for the
Yeah.
extra fucking bag fees? Fuck those guys.
You know what I like about the airlines? Nothing.
but we can go to Italy round trip for like $150, Mock.
Well, no, actually, it's
Yeah,
one
not
way. You
anymore.
go there and then you don't get to come back.
Yes.
You lose.
Italy
Good day,
is
sir.
shut. They're only allowing people to leave.
It was a
Yeah.
joke, Seabart.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was yeah.
Oh.
Get it?
Yeah.
So,
I did find it. But, it was
going back
by,
because I didn't get a chance. I was going to try to ask you the
But-
question
yes.
about pinball that you said that
Yes.
you didn't like that sitting down. Have you played any of those, the ones that are made to be sat at, like those funky cocktail
Those
ones?
weird cocktail ones. I haven't had a chance to play many of those. You know,
Oh, like Joust?
because they were made to be sit-down cocktail pins.
Yeah,
those
Ja-
70s pins were like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but so not as nice as Joust though. Honestly, like I think Joust
Yeah.
is pretty awesome and it's cool.
It is
tool
pretty
to play.
polished.
Yeah.
But there's one that they're more like the size of like a cocktail of like
Yeah.
a you
Yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah,
regular
yeah.
cocktail game, and so it's smaller than the Joust, and it's one player, and they were made for bars. It
They're
seems.
cute. I've
Yeah.
never played
Yeah.
one though, but
Yeah,
I've
there's
seen
not
them
a lot
on.
of.
I've seen them online, but I've never played. You've played one somewhere?
Yeah, so
They're
over at over at Free Gold Watch, they had them, and whenever I got a chance and they were like not already excluded from the tournament, I'd pick it because it's just so weird and funky because you can't at all nudge it. So the
Oh, 'cause
machine,
it's pretty solid, those things.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
There's no
they're
legs.
Like
yeah.
the joust one's pretty solid.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bolted.
totally. No, it's
Yeah. Feels like it.
yeah, I know. I can still move it though. No, I'm just kidding.
The concrete lifts off the floor.
Yeah.
You dented the concrete.
But it is weird to sit there because I think, like I said, I really don't think you can nudge it at all because it's just this solid thing, and it's definitely a different feeling. I just feel goofy, but it's like I think they're kind of fun.
It's like a
and-
mini playfield too, because it's not a
Yeah.
full length thing. You're like half a playfield almost. You know, like
Yeah.
So is it up against like a wall kind of thing? So it's not like a cocktail.
Could
that's
be.
two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's find a
that's where they
picture of
over
one
it.
here.
Is
Yeah.
it
one
bolted
I-
down as well? Like, is it
I don't-
heavy or is it like bolted down?
No, I think it's just heavy. I don't think they actually bolt it down.
There were,
think it's
I
just
can't remember
insanely
exactly the
heavy.
layout, but there was one that was like, it was a cocktail, but I want to say it was maybe 4-sided, and each side had the controls, but the table would actually rotate to the player.
Whoa.
So you got your ball, and when it drained, then the entire table like rotated 90 degrees under the glass, and then the next player could go. It was something like that. I was like,
Wow.
whoa, that's a trip.
That's
Probably
pretty
one of the
cool.
more rare ones, I would guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a video of that somewhere. But yeah, those are the ones that always, 5-10 years ago, those would always pop up for like $50 or $100, and they're not working.
Yeah.
Probably
Obviously.
rat infested. But I'm like, nah, I'll pass.
I have a picture. I have a picture I can post, and
Of a cocktail.
yeah, here, check this one out. This is what I was imagining when here, I'll put it in
Yep.
chat. Oh, you got IRC?
Yeah. In fact, I have played. I think Take 5 is one of them
Yeah,
at
cool.
the Free Gold Watch. Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, but it's
Ooh,
like
but
look how little it
But
is.
it's fun. It's
Yeah.
goofy and fun, and
She
yeah,
said. Oh, okay.
that would be
Oh,
a sad
get it.
statement. It's goofy.
I don't care.
Yeah.
The slingshots are.
Get
so
that instead of
fun.
Wonka, Jim.
Yeah, there you go.
Jim,
Should I-
what's going on with Wonka? When are we going to see some Wonka?
Oh,
I
nice
know.
little segue there, Mock. So the most I've spent on a game up until this point has been $500 up front for an arcade game, just up front. Well, on Monday, I discovered what it's like to spend 10 grand on a game up front, and Wonka's supposed to be here Friday.
What?
Oh shit!
Ah,
I spent a little bit extra money. It's being hand
10
delivered
grand. I haven't spent 10 grand on a pin yet.
because
probably
that's
won't.
after I didn't have to. So I spent a little bit more. Well, it balances out in my mind because
Wait, what's shipping? Was shipping too?
that's with everything.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
so
Way to
I
set
didn't have
that
to pay
shit up.
tax because it's coming out of Wisconsin. I did not have to pay tax, and so I pay. But because of I used a credit card, there was a 3% charge. But in order, because of how frequently they make deliveries in the Twin Cities area and whatnot, I could either wait and spend about $150, and this is one of their guys coming out hand delivering it with a motorized up the stair dolly
Oh
system.
yeah. Those are neat.
So,
Yeah.
but if I wanted it sooner, the price was $250. I'm like, $250, that's like nothing. And so he's like, what day of this week works for you? And so I said Friday. So he's coming out here, helping me move it in with his equipment, and he sets it up, spends an hour and a half showing me the ins and outs of the pin.
Wait, he sets up the pinball machine too?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, this guy was
Wow,
referred.
that's service.
This is called
Never
this
heard of
is,
such a
white
thing.
glove.
yeah, this is the distributors Kingpin Games. They're located in Wisconsin, and this guy's name's Chris. He was referred to me by all the Minnesota dudes. They're like, go to this, get it from this place, get it from this guy. So I called him up
Rad.
on Friday. I made the order while he was on the road, and then he sent me the invoice Monday morning. And I said, I'd like to spend the little bit of extra money to get it sooner. And so yeah, Friday it's supposed to be here.
Holy shit, Jim.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
I'm
it's
driving to
happening.
Jim's house.
Yeah, I've been moving. I've been moving
will be
shit up.
driving.
I've been
I'll
making
go
rearranging
with you.
stuff.
Carrie, I'll
So-
pick you
I'll
up.
go with you. Yeah.
There you go. Yes, perfect. It's
Yeah,
only
what
a
a perfect
30-hour
time
drive.
to get a pin though during this.
Oh,
now.
right.
Like
Totally perfect timing. We should do a party bus, the Corona-free party bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
We'll put
dogs
a
could
Corona on
come.
the
It'll be
side.
perfect.
Yeah, we'll pick everybody up one by one, and we'll sing a little song like the movies while we're driving there.
I'll meet you guys in Eagle,
Oh no,
Idaho.
Keith's first, and then me. Carrie, Gak.
Who's driving? That's what I want to know.
We're not.
Yeah.
We got to get a paid driver.
I
so
made
we can
my
party
very
back.
first. I made my very first post on Pinside ever, and I was a little bit reluctant, and I was like,
popped your cherry.
and everyone was like, oh, that's such a, because I told them I'm like, up until this point I was going to get a Houdini, and then I decided on this after playing it, and they're like, oh, you made such a good choice. It's such a good pinball.
People really do like Wonka compared to Houdini. I mean, because the biggest complaint on Houdini are the tight shots, and with Wonka, they say it's got killer flow. Like,
and it's
you don't get angry with like, I can't make that. It's like you feel like it's your fault, not the game.
It's a rare bird to me. It was a perfect storm because I was looking for a pin that because I knew I was going to buy one around this time. I had started saving early in the summer, and I was like, I liked Houdini because I was like, well, it is difficult, but I like the theme. It's such a cool pin. It's really difficult. It's good in the home. But then Wonka was announced, and I'm like, I like that theme even more. But if the game sucks, then it's no good.
No, people love it.
Yeah.
I hear nothing but good things about it. I haven't heard
got
any negatives about it, except for dimpling. But all pins have dimpling. I don't know why people complain about it.
You see all those boxes on the floor over there?
Yeah.
Those are all my mods.
Oh, there we go. Ready to go.
Yeah.
You'll probably put those in
I just on Monday. So yesterday I got the back glass, the last mod I had ordered, the back box mod, which illuminates the whole back glass rather than just the top title.
Oh, did you get the topper or not?
No.
Okay,
until someone, yeah, I don't like it. I just don't. It's okay. I've heard it's too bright. That's the other thing, and you can't control it.
It has like the waterfall in the boat, I think,
but it's not a waterfall effect. It's just
there's no waterfall effect. It's just
yeah, which is a bummer because you want it to be like the Ham's beer.
Yeah, it feels like the
or Whitewater. Whitewater would have been great. Whitewater had an awesome light show thing.
Some people, you and Carrie both played it, right, in person. And did you guys? We've played
both the Pro and the LE, and they're.
So you got to see all the modifications that or the upgrades that you can get. No,
because the mods are on top of.
Yeah, they're third party. They're usually third party, so they're not part of the.
Mods are usually third party most of the time.
Oh, so I know that there's like an illuminated coin door. Did you get that?
I haven't seen
no.
That.
No,
that's
not
pocket thing though, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been waiting on that until I know the number of my machine because that's customized. Right. Yeah. But yeah, so
you should do videos of your installs on them.
Yeah, you really do the installs and then also the play, because I remembered when I played it, the flow on it was really smooth. With all the pins that I had played, I've noticed that some of them, when you're actually playing through them, it kind of feels a little coarse. But with the newer ones, and that's what I thought, maybe it's because it's newer, like Pirates of the Caribbean was really smooth going through. And so was Willy Wonka. Well, also the Rick and Morty. But that's the thing, is that I thought maybe it's because they were newer pins, but like even with Monsters, it was like a heavy roll through it. And I played Aztec as well, and it was just harder. And even when it was going through, I could see where it could kind of get stuck out as it was rolling through. But I don't know, because I don't own any pins. I want to. I keep telling Andrew I'll unbox his Ghostbusters because he has a box.
Make me an offer.
So Jim, something
my
you might
pin's going right where the red tent is. Right,
Jim, I have a potential mod that you don't have yet that you might want to look into after you buy.
That's preposterous.
Okay, after you have your okay, this depends entirely on your lighting situation, how you usually like to light the room when you play games. So Keith and I noticed this, and we've seen both versions. So have you heard of Pin Stadium? Do you know what that is? Okay, so Wonka looks amazing with Pin Stadium because it's such a colorful play field. Yeah. So, and when you play Wonka like we did, like when Gak and Andrew and I, we went to that Bagogi place, whatever it was. It was really dark in the upper area, and we couldn't see where the ball.
Now, that was a pro though, wasn't it?
There a lot.
No, it was a premium.
LE.
It was
LE?
LE actually.
Because when me and Carrie played it, I didn't notice that.
So it was dark up there. I could never see what the ball was doing, and I was kind of like guessing where it was going to be going. Once it got up in the upper quarter, I would say, just like disappears somewhere, and you're like, God, where the fuck?
It feels like there's like a lot of stuff going on up there too. So yeah, you totally would
there
shoot
is
up there.
there's a lot of things where it could go in
you
there.
don't know where it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that'll all depend, Jim, on like you and Carrie said you played it somewhere. Well, they probably had different lighting conditions, so you didn't have a problem. So
when we played the LE at Blainebrook, I didn't have any issues with.
So see how it
and
is
I don't
at your
want
house,
like part of me doesn't want everything to be illuminated. There's some mystery to that I like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, wait a minute.
Go for it.
It's interactive though. So there is a special Pin Stadium that you can get that works with the interactivity. So if it's supposed to go dark, the Pin Stadium lights go dark. And then
I remember looking that up though. It was like you're talking like $400 or $500 for lights.
Yeah, it's $100 or $200, but it's an
interactive. I thought
thing,
it was a hell of a lot more than that. I thought it was a lot more.
Keith makes his own Pin Stadium lights, so he has mine for Monster Bash, which I haven't put in.
Well, I'm figuring maybe Jimbo likes it a little bit darker, especially since you have that brick behind you. It kind of darkens the area a little bit. Well, no, it's the light isn't bouncing off.
Okay, so they have tiers, like they have
different types. Yeah.
The cheapest is 200. The cheapest is $260. The premium is $400. Yeah, $400.
Just
and I've got so many mods that have lights on them too.
Have you seen the difference though between Pin Stadium and non-Pin Stadium? Like,
yeah,
I've
seen pictures.
Pin Stadium for Monster Bash because it's kind of dark because it's an older pin, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Get your
someone
pin,
posted,
see how it plays, and then decide.
Yeah, I've seen. Someone did post pictures of their collector's edition with the Pin Stadium, so I could see the difference. And yeah, you can see everything. Yeah. But I don't know, something about me. I like the mystery of not seeing everything because like there's something I like to know. Like, ooh, the ball disappeared. Where I don't know, something about that's fun to me.
All right.
Fuck you!
We'll see. Just, I'm throwing it out there for you.
Don't worry.
He's just giving you options. Let me see what you got, Jimbo.
I was making a joke.
I want.
Next week I'll be ordering it. What's another $400?
I think they're 200 is what I think they are.
No, I just was on their site.
For with the non-interactive are 200, I think. But am I off? That's not right.
They started at the Orion's belt was 260. The next level up was 270, and then the premium was $400.
Yikes.
For the whole package, and that was for the Wonka.
Wow. And you
have done some research.
Well, I just pulled up the site just like 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm throwing it out there just as something that we all noticed when we were playing it. That once it goes in that camera area, it was very hard to see.
It was definitely the upper right playfield.
Yes.
A little bit harder.
That's what I was going to say. Well, I just felt like that because there was just so much going on over there. Yeah. And maybe you carry
a lot of toys over there.
Yes. There's a lot of like things coming up and blocking where you can see the ball go, but I just keep hitting the sides just to keep it up there. Maybe that helps. And then it will slow the roll down, but
I've got so many mods that have lights that are built in that I have no idea.
Medieval Madness, I put in two spotlights, right where the thing is, slingshots are. Right. And they light up the whole playfield.
Yeah, the thing is, like when me and Carrie played it, even both times, even on the pro, where everyone's like, "Oh, the back left is so quiet, so dark." Both times neither time did I walk away being like, "Man, I wish this game was brighter."
No,
I don't know about you,
didn't
Carrie.
say that
Well,
a
it depends.
lot.
It depends on
Yeah,
when you play it at home. So yeah,
and
it'll
what your
depend on
lighting situation is at home.
How you
Yeah,
like to
that's
have
true.
your area lit up. Like,
No.
is it normally like how it is right now, where it's kind of dim?
Like the grotto.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when I turn the games on, obviously there's more light going
Lights
on.
up a little bit,
Yeah.
So we're gonna put the red tent.
Right where Cheyenne is. Cheyenne's getting moved up against the wall, back to back with the pin.
Oh, he's got a plan.
Nice. Yeah.
He's got a plan.
Your pin won't be behind you.
What?
Red tent. Well, wait, no, it won't be until
bummer.
This way.
It will if when I get my big blue for Street Fighter.
Oh, I wonder.
So I have room for one more cab, but the red tent up until
Where's
this
your
point
Christmas tree gonna go?
On a balcony.
He's gonna get a little one, like
Carrie's house.
My dogs will pee on it.
Yep.
Actually,
Taylor's
probably not, 'cause
room.
It's a plastic tree. I don't know what they do with a real tree, but
Right, Carrie? Is it going to go in Taylor's room?
yeah, it's exactly. Yeah.
That'll be the Christmas
That's it.
room.
Yeah, exactly. I like
Just,
that.
The Christmas room.
Just put
As soon as
put
you
a
walk
tarp-
in there,
I know.
you have to start singing carols and
Yeah.
stuff, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah,
hell?
everything's
She
going in
comes home
Taylor's
for a
room.
visit. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Jimbo,
Christmas tree in my room.
She
Jimbo.
took her bed, so she can't use her room anyway. Like the bed is.
yeah, that's it.
So-
When the
so
bed's
there you
gone,
go.
that's
Now-
Yeah,
so
I'm
now
gonna be
the
out
room
of
is
space.
fine.
I'm almost at max capacity. In fact, so one more cab is max, and I've talked about selling Marble Madness so I can get Super Punch Out. But I mean, basically that's what's going to be. It's going to be like if I want something different, I either need to pull something and bring it into storage or sell it to swap out with something else.
Oh no.
Jimbo, just put a tarp on your couch and put it out on the deck.
You know, it's funny, Gak,
come over
because
and
just
pull the tarp
today, it's funny you said that. Just today, I'm clearing out. I have, you can't see this, but down there's a hallway that goes past the red tent and there's bathroom, bedroom. And I have basically lined up against the wall. I have a rack of all my DVD movies and Blu-rays and stuff like that. And then next to that, lined up are my 2 appliance dollies for moving these games. And just today, I ran to Menards. I grabbed tarps, and so I could put the dollies on my balcony and throw the tarps over the dollies, so that they wouldn't get rusted or anything if they get rained on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put those out there, and I'm gonna move my movies, my rack of DVDs and stuff, over about here once I move Cheyenne out of there, so that there's more of a space in that hallway, so that when I put Cheyenne there, there's a bigger gap for people to walk past.
Right, you can zigzag in through it.
Yeah. I've been measuring all fucking
Good.
week.
Great plan.
Like, okay, is there going to be, how far out is Wonka
Right?
going to be next to my Mega Touch? And is there going to be enough clearance for Cheyenne to be back to back, so that there's this opening in my entryway, and I don't want the gun of Cheyenne to be sticking out too far, because someone's just going to like blindly walk
Elbow
into it.
Yeah, elbow
Yeah.
it. I know, I've done it.
So it's been like nonstop, like, okay, I think if okay, and here's my backup plan if that doesn't
He's
work.
calculating that square footage in.
Oh yeah, and I've
And
already thought
second-guessing all the
about moving my
bulk
couch and
furniture.
moving my. I have about 22 inches space for my TV and my couch and everything to go even further up against the wall if I need to.
Oh, you're so funny. I would have been like, do I really need a couch? No.
I've been there, Gabriella.
I
I've been there when I lived alone. About in a 1-bedroom apartment that's much smaller than this. About 12 years ago, 2008, 2009, and I had about 8 games in there. I had only been in the hobby for maybe like 4 years then, because I started in 2004, and it wasn't even a full-on couch. It was like a love seat. And that was my only piece of furniture. I even had a game in my bedroom, and I'm like, this is getting too much. Yeah. Yeah. So.
No, I know. I sold an extra couch because Gak and everyone knows how my setup is. I had an extra couch going diagonally a different way, and I sold it. I was like, you know what? We really don't need this. Let's just fill it up with the arcade.
It's become increasingly important to me as I've gotten older that I need to have some sort of civilized section that, okay, the arcade ends here and here's where I can live my life. You know, like there has to be a little bit of it. But yeah, you know, I used to have a 3-bedroom, but yeah, that's too expensive.
But you know what? I know it's off subject, but I did want to ask you, maybe you know, do having all the modifications on Willy Wonka give it more lighting? If once they're all in set, like, you know how we were saying, well, in that corner it kind of shadows it in. Maybe having all the all the upgrades gives it more light.
No.
When you know,
well, we don't really know. I mean, he won't know.
Those mods don't have lights. Yeah.
Well, he's just saying a bunch of his gyms do have lights.
Yeah.
Well, the elevator, but that's in the other corner.
Yeah, and then I have 2 ramps that have lights. 2 ramps that sit on top.
He won't know what his lighting situation is until he gets it in the play.
And I'm putting different blades.
Full documentation. I want to see it all on YouTube.
That's what it probably gives it more.
I've been telling
just do a
Carrie for
live
weeks.
stream as soon as the guy shows up with the pinball. Live stream until it's all
Start the
done
stream.
and running.
Video showing his
Can you imagine with
bringing it in?
like peanut gallery constantly commenting on every little thing? What's he doing over there? Yeah.
And I want to comment what he's doing wrong.
What's that?
Exactly.
Just like this.
What is he bringing
Oh, it
up?
totally would be.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna I've actually been telling Carrie
put the wrong legs
for a while
on.
now. I've been going back and forth.
Put them upside down first.
I've been going back and forth about should I do because
Trivia.
doing a video on all these mods is going to be so labor intense and so crazy because but with that said, I am planning on doing it. It's just going to take me a while.
You don't have to do a huge thing up front.
Yes, I do. I have
already. Yeah, you don't know him.
No. I'm not saying I don't want it that 24 hours. That's after it's been delivered. But
Pinball
good, because it's not going to happen.
All right,
yeah.
okay. Jimbo, what is the appropriate degrees that the pinball should be set at after you've set up?
Well, out of factory, it's supposed to be 6.5. That's just their default. But
I love that
thing I've read.
You can increase it if you want a faster game.
Yeah, everyone has been telling me that 6.7, 6.8 is a sweet spot.
Yeah. That's what I said. Some people increase it. Like I increased Monster Bash a little bit because just
that's what she
said. To make it a little faster.
Well, and some of that has to do reading with where a ball gets stuck or whatever. People are like, well, if you have it at beyond, if you have it if you have it more of an incline, you won't have that. So but yeah, 6.5 is what Jersey Jack said.
Didn't we get a stuck ball while we were playing? Was that game?
No comment.
We had to hit it.
No comment.
No, you were sitting there, Gabrielle.
Like this.
Hangover,
like
yeah.
This.
It was Andrew and I were playing.
It was on the other wall. It was a game on the other wall.
I could have sworn it was the Stranger Things that got stuck?
It was Stranger Things, yes.
Oh,
Stranger Things was getting stuck over and over in the
Gormagotten, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was still showing open up.
Demi Gordon. Gordon thing.
I really didn't like that game.
I
didn't either. I
completely disliked it.
It was poo-poo.
They had the full projector set up too, and it was
I just didn't care.
Underwhelming.
No,
it was underwhelming and fuzzy and blurry and not that great.
And it was perfect lighting.
Fucking stern.
It was nice and dark, so that projector.
Yeah, no, you can see it. It just
fucking amazing.
It just didn't amaze me. Yeah,
it's the same thing over and over again. You hit the 4 in the front, it drops down, you get it in, and then that's it.
You know what, though? I played last weekend. I played Theater of Magic, and that's the same thing over and over too, where you have to shoot the chest, but it's fun. I don't care. It's still a fun pin. So
this wasn't fun.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't having that much fun. In fact, I wanted to play something else after my second ball.
And he did.
I have to say too, I played. So I was at this little
Rick and Morty.
For the birthday party. I was at this. We started out at this brand new little arcade bar in Northeast Minneapolis called the Northeast Arcade Bar. Little tiny place. They have maybe 8 to 10 vids and about 10 pins. The newest being Well, they do have a Walking Dead, but beyond that, it's basically they have Theater of Magic and they have the Shadow, and then everything else is like EM pins.
Both
and
those are great.
And so they and my friends are there, and the girls are just having a blast playing pins, and they don't play pins ever, and so they're like, "This is so much," I'm thinking, "Oh, I can't wait to get my Wonka," but I played a shit ton of Shadow and a shit ton of Theater of Magic, and those are great.
Oh, those good,
pins.
and those are like low. Well,
Shadow.
Theater Magic is expensive, kind of, but
Shadow's pretty cheap.
Expensive.
Shadow's cheap. You get that for
Shadow is so much fun when you get that ball up on that upper platform, and you have to.
Oh yeah,
oh,
you
God,
gotta use the bumper, and
they have those crazy little steep little ramps.
oh yeah, and you switch the lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
and you can replace the back glass on that, which is like
where the
weird
fuck's
looking.
Mike Mann? I
What,
tried to get him
Right?
in
Yeah,
here.
he needs to join because
Because that's a fucking great pin, and his
Shadow
was beautiful.
gorgeous. Yeah.
He used to come on the show all the time.
I
What
know. I
happened to
remember
him?
him. I like
Let's
him.
guilt him into it.
He used to go
Who's
to
got his
Grinkers
number?
too. What the fuck?
Who's got his number? Get him in here.
Mike
Yeah.
Man, and you're still in our chat once in a while. What the
He
fuck?
still lurks. He lurks.
Oh no, he was
You
just in
fucking
our
lurker.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah. He pops in like every 3 or 4 months. And
Yeah,
says
he'll make a
couple
comment
sentences.
like in the not safe for work section. Yeah, she's hot.
Well, he made a comment about Gleek's ass crack just a second ago, and so like I know he's that was at 10:40.
He's out and about.
On IRC or where, Jimbo?
No, in our Slack chat.
Oh, is it? Okay.
All right, I need a refill.
checked it.
All this
I
Wonka
texted
talks
him.
made me thirsty. All right,
I just
we'll be
texted
back.
man. Did anyone else?
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Man,
You know,
oh,
that guy
man.
gave me a killer deal on a RC car, and my kids loved it. We were using it the other day. I got it a couple years ago, I think.
Oh, slot cars?
He is a
Is that what they're?
he's a wonderful human.
Car.
He
He's still
used
on
to
a
have.
Harley.
Mike is a wonderful human.
Radio.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
gave me
he used to have a
deal,
radio controlled.
and it's still the thing's awesome. I don't know how fast it goes. Fast as shit.
How
It's-
awful though to go from having your own business to have to work for somebody. I think that'd be just so shitty. I feel so bad for him that that's like the ultimate dream to have your own business, right? And then
Well, it depends on it.
I've never been there before in my life.
I know. I haven't really either. I just think that'd be cool, but maybe it's a load off his chest so he doesn't have to deal with shit anymore. Maybe he loves it. I don't know.
I think it really comes down to the profession that you're in. You know, like me in the medical industry, unless my mother decided to open her own facility, I would still ultimately in the end be working for her. But you got to work for somebody.
I would almost guarantee his stress level has dropped like multiple notches.
Oh yeah, not employees to have to deal with.
I didn't have any employees, and I was always stressing out about stuff. Money, you know.
Yeah.
Paying bills.
When he's got employees, that's even 10 times worse.
Got to make that payroll.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, my dad, he does air conditioning and heating, and he's been running his own business now for 20 years. And he has employees, and it's a huge load off of the stress that he used to do because he does manual labor. And before,
you take like a situation like right now, like watching people like going through like this crisis. It's like if you can't send guys out on the field because they're gonna get sick, and it's like,
oh, I know.
Yeah, no.
And do they sue you for that too?
Right?
You
The
know, it's
fucking
like,
stresses are just incredible.
that's what's going on with him. He's really stressed out, but that's what I told him. I said, all your bills are paid, everything's paid off, you have income coming in, even if you do not work, but all your employees, you know, what are you gonna do?
And by the way, Orange Whip is affected. You know, his.
Oh, I felt bad when I saw that.
He posted his arcade's closed right now.
Fucking Orange Whip. So
yeah.
Tell him.
Oh, Steve Mark's not here to talk about this, but yeah, Canada is putting the foot down, saying if you can't guarantee safe distance, what's 6 feet or whatever they say it's 6 or 10 feet now, I don't know, it keeps changing, then you have to close down. Yeah, so
He
So,
should
yeah.
have. He should have been like, okay, I'm only letting 2 people in.
Well,
every
it's a
30
germ.
minutes."
That's
Yeah,
a
but
germy
Yeah, but you can't even
environment,
pay
though.
the bills
Yeah.
with that.
Why,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not worth going to work
No.
for.
Yes.
Yeah. Even just paying for the electric bill there for a day for 2 people.
If that,
that's
yeah.
not
You
worth
know, let me ask you guys if you guys.
$20.
Yeah.
Our
Well-
prices have gone up.
Well, can I ask you, any of you, if you guys have gotten offers to have your machines rented out while all this craziness is going on? Because I've
I
had
was
some
actually
offers.
this was years ago, probably at least 7 or 8 years ago. There was a comic book shop that wanted to rent out my Turtles machine, and at the time I was more attached to it than I am now. I didn't even get to I didn't even start negotiating. I was just like, no, because I didn't want it to get beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
all the wear and tear, and then having to support, that they'd be like, well, you're the only you got to support it. You got to come out there, and that probably
Maintenance.
Deal with coin jam.
yeah, and this place is a good 20-minute drive, so like what a fucking hassle. Like it just wasn't
oh
worth it.
no, this wasn't anything professional. This was private homes trying to get a machine.
I
and
see
while
ads like
all
that
of
on
this
Craigslist all the time.
coronavirus going on.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
see what you're
not.
saying.
It's not strangers. It's like my father asked me because a friend of his knew that I had a few games, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give her a few grand just to have the arcade in the house since my kids aren't in school, and I kind of want them to have something to do."
You think we're gonna have a lot more babies in December?
I was joking with my
Carrie,
wife.
we're talking about that. Yeah.
I was joking with my wife. There's gonna be like this huge
Definitely
burst
are.
of teen pregnancy.
The next
like
in
in the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Baby
They're
boom.
gonna-
Bored.
No, they're going to be
Let's put in
called.
the tip.
Well, what else is there to do except have sex, right?
Trying to get those endorphins up. They're going to be called, instead of boomer babies, quarantine babies.
Oh, that's probably what it'll be.
COVID.
Yeah.
Quarantine, baby.
Quarantinis.
I'm of the COVID generation.
COVID.
Okay, Corvid.
I don't think you can call them Corona babies because that's probably already happened multiple times over the years.
Yes, very true.
Nice.
Like Dave from
Yeah.
Buffalo, he's got the
Coronas.
Budweiser babies.
How many Budweiser babies do you have? 2. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
when I moved to Buffalo in 2006, they had a big storm in October. It was like, an early snowstorm, which there was a lot of ice, and there was still leaves on the trees. So it broke so many branches that it knocked out power for like weeks. And this was like October 10th or the 6th. I didn't move back here till the end of the month. So my wife was pregnant, and when we had our baby in July, that was the 2-week span.
Coronials.
Yeah.
When everybody was having
Coronial.
was having babies.
Sorry, real quick.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave. That was a funny.
Klein just dropped
Charles
it.
Klein just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. That was great.
Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No. So when 9 months later, when my daughter was born, they came in and asked, they wanted to give everybody a tree that had a baby because so many trees were damaged because of this storm and people were without power for weeks. And it's funny because everybody went out and bought generators, and that was in 2006, and they haven't used them since because they were out. It was an unusual occurrence. So, and I'm like, well, no, our daughter was actually conceived in Long Island because we weren't here yet. We didn't come till after the storm. But that
Gotta keep warm somehow, right?
Well, it wasn't even. It got warm.
Man's got to do something to keep warm.
It
He was
just
real skinny back then. Like,
What?
I don't get it.
he won't.
He had to
It
be-
takes
he
a
had to be
lot of
there.
Energy to take it all out.
Yeah, can you put it on Chatterbait?
Because the cold temperature, I'm assuming it's something related to that. Okay.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
I gotta start up a Chatterbait site so I can have extra income so I can get through this coronavirus.
Do
Well, that's what they're all saying is that no, the more sex you have, the more fit you will be once you get out of all of this. Staying at home and hibernating and social
That's where the
distancing.
expression "fat people need loving too" comes from. Oh, it's all about your health and working out.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, where's my cricket sound?
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of that lizard, I got some crickets the other day, and I guess as the older they get, that's when they make noise. So we haven't had any.
It's a fine-tuned instrument, Dave.
That are making noise. So we got some, and I'm hearing this. I'm like, we got fucking crickets. It's like we're out in the woods all the time because they're in my daughter's room.
Oh my God, that's
Your
Well, it's better than
lizard or
crabs.
your bearded dragon?
The bearded dragon, and I didn't realize 'cause we were getting small
Yeah,
crickets.
getting
and then
crabs
we got
on your bearded dragon, man. That
yeah,
really
crabs
freaking
on the bearded
sucks.
dragon. But now got a batch that they were making noise.
You know that you can feed your bearded dragon
dick starts
vegetables
chirping.
too, right, Dave?
It's both.
Yeah.
He gets
Get some shampoo or something.
A few of my friends have had bearded dragons, and they give them like veggies, especially like slightly thawed, because they
Cucumbers?
love them, especially during the summer.
Carrots.
And
Your wife's looking at your cock and it's like chirping, like, did your dick just give me the crickets? Like,
Well,
not
like
impressed at
it
all.
makes noises. Yeah.
Fuck.
Mark, that was pretty good.
yes, it was. But
No, the bearded dragon gets
clam.
lettuce and
Kind of
carrots.
seafood
Well,
now.
yeah, I've had a few friends that did have bearded dragons, and they've gotten extremely large, and they've fed. It's gonna get really big, like the size of larger than a small dog. And
I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't get that big. But today I had to put green poster board on one side of the tank because it keeps ramming its head, thinking it's getting another bearded dragon because it's seeing its reflection. And I was downstairs.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the hell's going on up there? And like, oh, Doritos hitting his head against the glass again, trying to get the bearded dragon that's not there.
Dorito.
Yeah, Doritos.
I love that name.
That's his name,
Yes,
Doritos. Have Cool Ranch too.
Can someone play the Dorito song? What's the name of that song?
I love it. Dave goes out in the backyard.
Oh yeah,
Doritos, Cool Ranch, come inside.
What's the name of the Dorito song, Andrew?
Despacito.
I don't know how to spell that.
Oh, I don't-
DEP.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I only remember singing it in the fucking
DESPE.
Uber.
Yeah, Despacito.
I don't know.
CITO.
Despacito.
Oh,
DES.
It's embarrassing. Like when my wife.
Is that a
always names
Justin
the
Bieber
dogs
song?
Like something.
It
cute.
is.
Oh
Featuring
no!
somebody else. I know.
At least it's the Doritos song though. That was one of my best memories of Denver 2017.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it does, and it
That
features
was the
someone
best
else
Uber
though, so it's
ever.
him and
That was,
somebody else.
hands down, you can't even beat it. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Talking about
like a sore dick.
Doritos.
But on bump.
How big is your bearded dragon now, David?
How big is it, David?
Yeah. How big is it?
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my,
Wow.
that's
Oh.
quite large.
That's
Yeah.
a good
It's about as
size.
big as your
No,
furry monkey.
I'm a big wimp. I don't even touch it. And I was
Was that
putting the cardboard in. I go,
Was that with
Casey,
the
get up here
balls?
and take your bearded dragon. She goes, why? I go, because I'm afraid of it when I reach my hand in.
Aw.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, they get to be like pretty big, like a. Oh, there it is.
I like burritos. I like a Dorito. Give me a Dorito.
Talk
I like
louder,
a
we're gonna,
burrito.
like, cover this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
booted.
no flagging, no flagging.
Nope,
La,
nope.
la.
I got it. I got it.
Nice.
He was
You're good.
saying Dorito the whole time and Fritos.
Frito,
I like a Dorito and
Yeah,
a
this one's never gonna
burrito.
make it on
I
the.
like-
Cheeto.
Orange
Which
whip.
is fine.
My
I
makeup's
cut
gonna
the
run
last
over
like
here.
5 minutes.
What?
Huh?
Things.
Orange whip. You can just cut like this whole section out.
Oh.
before we get
Oh
further.
yeah,
Oh.
and
Unfortunately,
and I
it's too
think we
late.
had something to fix in the intro.
Oh, I
so
didn't play
forgot
it that
what was.
long. That was like
No,
8
no.
seconds.
Yeah, no, we're fine.
Yeah.
I did see Orange Whip's been cranking out the podcast.
Yeah, from like 2 years ago.
I think he's actually
No,
caught
he's
up.
like he's
almost
he's
caught
on
up.
like he's almost
208.
208 or
he's in the 200s.
Oh, so he's getting up to where we're at.
Yeah. So we're only like a week or two out now, maybe.
But I
he'll
saw
be.
like a whole bunch of them came in at once.
Well, we
Well, with
expect
the-
nonetheless now that he's fucked
I know,
in
another,
quarantine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Another quarantine band has happened.
Yeah, stick in skeleton dick music too while you're at it.
He'd probably join us
think
tonight,
he-
but he'd be like
I
cussing
thought
the
he
whole
was.
time, all angry, you know.
Oh, I know.
Fucking
Yeah.
stay, you know, whatever. Blah,
Hey,
blah, blah,
I
this
welcome his
socialism.
rants. He can
Right?
come
Yeah,
on and rant.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
been so long since we've seen him.
Yeah.
Orange Whip, get on the
Come
show.
on.
You're not
He
doing
can
nothing.
curse.
This
Whip,
is
come
the
back,
outlet for
come
ranting.
back.
Yeah.
Orange
Exactly.
Whip, I'm putting you out there right now. Get on the show and talk about how much you hate Canada and you're going to move to America.
Ooh,
And then you can complain about America like we do.
yeah.
So on the
Capitalism.
audio only podcast on Podbean, we are caught
What
up
the
to
hell's
episode
that?
208.
Andrew?
Yeah,
So we're
What are you
only
drinking?
this episode in 09.
little beers.
Yeah, that's not beer, I don't think. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
We've
fucking
upgraded from the beer
Andrew,
thing.
It's St.
Andrew,
Patrick's
can you-
Day. I'm drinking fucking whiskey.
Whatever it
Dude,
is, it's
Andrew, you got that
sophisticated.
shit?
I
Make a
know.
pancake
It's
shot.
sophisticated because his pinky's
I don't
out.
have I
Orange
don't have
juice?
butter shots.
Oh,
Right?
butter shots.
Right,
Of
Andrew?
course.
I would drink this with just butter shots and mix those.
Yeah,
Is it at least an
without-
Irish whiskey?
Just
Well,
do it
it's
in your
fucking Jameson,
mouth.
yeah.
The
Look
pinky
how
out.
Okay,
fancy
the best
Mock
stuff.
is. Wait,
Sorry.
what are you guys all drinking?
I'm getting
Beer.
fucking hammered too.
Guinness.
I'm finishing
and
off my
Jameson.
bottle of rosé.
Deliciousness. That's what I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
at least
Mock.
it's green.
So Mock,
Oh,
experiment
Go
I
ahead.
did
I have
with
some
delicious.
blackberry
I
and
got some
cucumber
Yeah,
and
what,
sparkling
Jack?
water.
Delicious.
Carrie is
Carrie-
the angel of.
Harry's being the
Water.
sober one tonight. Bud Light.
Oh, she
Yeah, I
must be
hate it.
really having fun right now.
So Gak,
Surrounded by a bunch of
my
drunkards.
remember my daughter last week? She brought in
Carrie's
that
the
case
most
of,
disciplined
that
of
case
anyone.
Yes.
Yes, all those
Yes, I
Brett
do.
IPAs.
Okay, so you're saying how you didn't really like it. So I we chilled some. I had some, and fuck, that beer is gross.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I
I'm
think
like,
of-
Harry,
oh, bummer.
you know you
because
wanna
I had
go
a whole
kill.
bunch of it.
No,
but
I think
don't,
those
like
Brett
it.
don't throw
IPAs
it
were,
out.
uh,
Just
I
leave
do
it
not
there.
like that
Fail.
beer. Yeah, it was
They were a
fail.
fail.
It was.
It was a neat
So-
a marketing thing, like enjoy after, because they always had the enjoy buy series.
Yeah.
And then
it
the
was
Brett,
just a
where
big
it was enjoy
disappointment.
after, you're supposed to wait a
Had a
year.
horrible
Yeah.
aftertaste. Is what was
But you
bad about
can't.
it. I didn't like
IPAs
it.
just don't age. I don't care.
Carrie,
I
did
know
you
the
hide
Brett-
that bottle in my bedroom
it was
or in the
gross.
closet? Like, because I am impressed that in my own apartment, I haven't come across that bottle of wine or the other one.
That's supposed to say noticed.
What?
I'm not
That's
saying.
said
We
notice
got
that.
some Seabart translation
I'm not
needed.
saying anything.
Mock,
Grammarly.
There's no spell check on
Mock,
You
check
need
out Slack.
Grammarly.
Mock, look at chat and see on Slack how Seabart spelled explain.
Not I, well, he said, not I said that, Jim. That's the
Not
Seabart.
I.
You know, actually, I learned last week if you run Seabart's, this was actually on the.
Is it
PC Gaming night.
Ebonics?
So if you run that through Google Translate and you
Wait for it.
translate his shit, sorry, I'm not gonna go into this.
It
Yeah, you
changes it to
are.
hung.
You go for it.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
no,
Do it.
yeah.
You're
yeah,
down.
do
You're
it.
down the rabbit hole,
Do
buddy.
it, Andrew.
Yeah.
If you translate it
Bum,
from
bum.
Seabart to Russian back to English,
Then Ty will understand it.
to we went to like 6 languages.
I
Eventually,
think
we actually
Klingon
came
was
out.
one of them.
Klingon was
yeah.
the final one.
Kapla!
And if at the end of it you translate it from Seabart to Klingon and then back to English, it actually makes sense.
Oh, it's a mathematical equation.
It takes a little bit, but at the end of it,
Can
you're
you
like,
can you program one translator?
so it has to go through several languages to actually make it. But at the end of it, it was like, it's cool, guys. I'll be right back. I've got some work to do.
See, I don't know if we're getting this the drunk
Yeah, Seabart puts Seabart puts 2 words in, and you translate it, and it turns into a paragraph.
Yeah.
Need spell check, and Zoom doesn't do it, and
He's a big believer of the decabet. From,
Hey guys, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I think it was the
Yeah.
final translation. It was perfect.
But I gotta
And his
translate it
initial
from
response was just like,
middle
Hi.
finger emoji.
He was flipping me a lot. It was all in the Discord chat. But Necros and I figured this out.
So
Yeah.
Mock, I used to I do it every once in a while. I'll
What's
create
that?
my own collaboration beer where I'm like, I think this would be good if I do half of this beer and half of that beer.
Oh, really? You do that?
So every
I
once in
don't-
a while. It's been a while.
I don't
Gak's
You're,
version of half and half.
Yes.
I'm a purist with
So
beer.
you're
Okay.
delicious. What I did with that one, and
Yeah.
it was really good, was with Ballast Point grapefruit sculpin. So I did half grapefruit sculpin and half delicious. Because delicious has a little bit of a lemon,
a little bit of citrus in it. Yeah.
Citrus, yeah. So it came out
a little bit.
nice.
And those sculpins, you gotta knock those down a little bit too, because sometimes it can be just.
So Andrew, remember that beer that you
bitter.
and I had that was really good that we had at Stone? What was that called? I forget.
Delicious, wasn't it?
No. It was a different one we had. The one that was the one you had in your flight.
Oh yeah.
What was that called?
It was the fourth one in the flight.
Yeah, it was the best.
And we ordered 2 more of those. Yeah.
Well, they make another version of that, but they put a little more citrusy stuff in it.
Ooh.
So and Taylor told me it's a new beer they're experimenting with, and that's her new favorite. So I want to get some more of that.
Yeah, I mean,
tell her to get a keg of it. No,
if they ever can that, like, let me know.
Okay.
Before Friday.
I think they do canned versions that you can request, so I can maybe send that to you too.
Or just let me know. I mean, obviously, I'm happy to pay for whatever, but yeah.
I have a bunch of shit to ship to Andrew, but I don't want to go to the fucking post office with all the Corona fucks over there.
Sit on that stuff.
I was just sitting right there. I'm gonna wait until Corona passes in a couple months. So I'm sorry, Andrew. I gotta wait a little while.
No, dude, take your time, dude. I gotta do a bunch of Photoshop work to build up the background for it. And then I'm gonna get that printed out, like, for the background once we get there. But like, there is a perfect shot where the background has
before
no
the steam comes out
and no steam is out, so I can totally put everything back in. So
okay, all right.
It's okay. You can ship it to me though, Mock.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
It's DoorDash delivery.
It's all the stuff from LA.
Yeah.
It's like.
Should I show them what I got you for Christmas?
No, don't. Just send me a text and then you can give me like
She'll
a
take
case.
care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want
guys, look at the Slack. I just translated.
Rosetta Stone.
I just translated for C-Bart.
I got a text from Mike Mann. He's
I
been
did
tested
too.
for
Yeah, I got a
corona,
group chat.
and he's negative. He sent me the results of his test.
What,
I don't know why he was
coronavirus?
tested. Yeah, Mike Mann.
How did he even get a test?
I don't know. He must have been exposed or something to somebody.
You have to have like 100-something fever before they even test you because
I don't know.
there's hardly any testing kits.
Maybe at work somebody had it or something.
Could be.
He is corona free.
Wow.
Pass along.
If
Really?
you're around someone that could have had it or was in even the same city, like if your neighbor next door down the block had it, if your neighbor down the block had it, it carries. Like that's the big thing, and that's the whole thing of this whole contamination.
You have to breathe it, right? So
yeah, you gotta touch it and rub your eyes with it. So
no,
you gotta get
not down the block.
Somehow,
No,
no, but like I also heard, like I think on Joe Rogan, like didn't they have like the viral specialist who's there that you can.
Oh, I don't trust that guy.
No, I get it too, but like he was saying.
No, but if you look at his resume, this guy's been waiting for this. He wrote a book. It's his.
Well, it's at the end of the world.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done
Killer
that yet,
Germ.
but
I mean, this guy. This is
you
his
guys.
stage.
You know what?
He's just like.
You guys don't even have
Wait.
to look into any of that. If you look up how it is
buzzed.
transferred.
Oh, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Rogan, you're crazy.
Oh, Joe
Yeah.
Rogan, crazy.
I'm really buzzed right now. you
No,
guys.
airborne is airborne.
I love you, Mock.
He's great that way. I love him like that.
Mock,
too.
it feels
Face
good to
turned
be
red.
drinking with you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit.
I started
needed
drinking
this.
before the show, which I usually don't do, but like I was making dinner and I started. Taylor came home with new beers from Stone. She's like, "It's my last day. I got beer." I'm like, "Okay." So we're drinking beer.
Dad's
I'm making dinner. I'm drinking beer, and it's like when you're drinking IPAs.
I told
up.
Carrie, I'm like, tonight, this show tonight is basically, this is therapy. This is medicine.
No, so will next week be, especially since we're all on quarantine.
No, I mean at least like based on the percentages, right? A third.
I have a
of us
feeling
get
after
it.
this week I'll be on quarantine from work. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what?
Has LA
Regardless,
done it yet? No, yeah, LA
There-
has, right? The schools.
Okay,
at least?
well,
All
that-
Schools, yes.
the
Yeah, schools are
schools
shut down
are
Colleges,
nationwide,
yes.
right?
the
Should
thing
be.
in LA is that all the
They should
schools
be.
are shut down.
Why doesn't the
until-
government just say it flat out instead of fucking letting the states handle it? Just
Yeah.
do a flat out, everyone should shut down and stay in.
Because
Because
Trump is
then the
embarrassed to fucking put himself in the line of saying something.
This
that's
is the
actually
first
authoritative.
time
you
ever
deferred
that
all of his
guys,
authority to the
not
states.
Oh,
No,
he could
no,
be a
this is-
hero instead of he's a zero.
No.
He's
Being,
yeah, but you know
being
what?
too
You know what?
cautious.
This
we
is the
need
first time
leadership.
We need a
ever that
leadership,
he's
we need
listened
a
to
hero.
the people around him because you
He has
know
to.
damn well they're like, you can't fuck around with this. You have to be
can't.
serious and be like,
Yeah.
You're gonna kill people and you're not gonna get reelected. And he's like, wait, I'm not gonna get reelected.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's
that's
like, oh,
exactly
what?
what it is.
He's
I
like,
want to
wait,
be a hero,
I
so I'll
don't
be
care about killing
reelected.
people, but you're telling me I'm not gonna get
No,
reelected.
he's still like not to be taken
People
lightly,
aren't
but
thrilled with what he's done so far.
this is kind of the demise. This is really putting the nail in the coffin
Right,
for
and
him.
his
Now,
one-
that's
his
not
one
to say that this is a free like election for anyone else, but
No,
this
it's
is
not.
really killing him.
No, it isn't. I mean, his one big thing is like the market's doing so well, but you know what? We've seen the worst fucking market.
It's been
Ever.
record-breaking drops
Down.
every day.
Ever.
Since what?
But that's, I mean, that's coronavirus.
1987.
To me, that
Well,
means
yeah,
like
but he was the
that
first person to
is
say like,
fucking
the
worse than
coronavirus is
Reagan.
all concocted. I know science better than the scientists do.
yeah.
Now he's eating his own fucking words.
well,
But this is not political
I like
hangout,
your
This
mug,
is
Jack.
yeah, the political hangout.
Oh, wait,
even though
so
it kind of is.
what are we gonna talk?
Yeah,
Well,
no, it
it's
kind of
relevant because
is.
it's current events. I mean,
Well-
it really is. We're all affected by it.
We've
Even
alluded to this
Seabart.
numerous times, and so people don't understand that where we're coming from. So
Seabart's
sorry.
affected. Seabart, are you going to work from home?
You gonna chop lettuce at home?
No, he's
Sweatus,
gonna
muted,
give
sweatus.
Sweatus.
You're muted.
He's gonna
Can't
give
hear-
me
I
that.
can't
Let's try that
sweatus.
again.
There we go.
I will
Pizza.
take a medium rare steak.
And then,
We don't-
and then Seabart can cook it from home. and then
Italian
send it via-
restaurant.
I-
Italian
I
restaurant. We
will-
don't do steak.
I will
Oh,
take.
you put the
I'll
thing
take
on
a chicken
people.
parm.
You get the people those nice fat carbs
Yes.
that they need
Yes.
or don't
Yes.
It's a lot, Seabart.
One of our girls is taking a nutrition in college, and she did the nutritional value assessment thing for one of her dishes. I forget the number, but oh shit.
need. Whoops! All those
Cheese
refined
go-
carbs.
Cheese goes on everything we have. I think has cheese, unless you don't ask for cheese.
Well,
That's called
cheese
protein,
is cheese by
right?
itself. Cheese by itself isn't terrible, but you add in all those noodles and carbs. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
the noodles.
And if it's
veal
like a
parm on
pound and a
bun,
half of
chicken
cheese or
parm
something,
on a
you're-
bun,
yeah.
veal parm,
I
chicken
will
parm, mussels
gladly take that
pescatore.
on a margarita. Okay.
Hey, margarita.
We had
Yeah.
one of those machines, but someone
Margarita
didn't unplug
pizza?
it and it broke.
Oh,
Wait,
No,
that's not how it goes.
the machine. I'm talking about the pizza. A pizza
where it's
with
kinda
basil,
got, like,
tomato,
tomatoes, yeah.
and like
Oh,
some
Mediterranean.
Yes, I will take 10
Yeah, we have
right
that. We
now.
have that one, but it's
Deliver it.
the Italian name.
Andrew, are you still drinking that Jameson?
Fuck yeah.
I'm
Yes.
tempted to make him fucking Manhattan.
Does it taste
but
better if you have your
It is.
pinky out or in?
I just
Yeah.
got my 24 pack of
out.
number
It-
twos
I
delivered.
feel
But always
better.
The problem is I can only get so many fingers in a fucking shot glass, dude.
Well,
My beer tastes the same either way.
I know what you're
especially,
talking about.
especially with your
I mean,
mix.
like I guess I can tuck it in underneath.
Well, you could just pour 2 shots
Like
into
that.
a
Looks like you're
fucking
drinking
little cocktail
beers.
glass.
All right, fine. I'll just fucking use the bottle.
Yeah, you got
It's
it.
like a big
There you
alky.
go.
Oh,
my
Look
that,
at
that
the
bottle
alcohol.
looks so small.
Actually,
It looks like
Andrew,
that's like
I also
2
picked up
drinks.
a bottle of barrel
I
gin.
know that this is a 750.
That in your hand that looks like
It
an
is so
airplane.
not, you fucktard.
Yeah, bullshit. That looks like one of those airplane bottles in your hand. Like, you're like,
Yeah, just a little cocktail
a-
one
yeah.
that you mix in.
It's a little guy. No, this is-
It really, it's just a shooter off the flight.
it's a 370.
Andrew has little baby hands.
okay, so
I
half.
do have little tiny baby hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put the pinky out. There you go. It's more
No.
sophisticated with the
I put
pinky
the
out.
for you. That was for you, Mark.
And so, Gabby,
All right.
you asked earlier, but I kind of showed
Yes,
it. So I
I
have a
did.
Moonraker beer, and it's called Juice Nukem.
Mm.
You know, like
Yes.
Duke Nukem,
Duke
the
Nukem.
game.
Duke
Yeah.
Nukem,
Duke
yeah.
yes.
That's pretty good.
I
That's what
drank
I just
Oh,
got
oh,
these
yeah.
cans the other day.
I
need to bust out
drank
this case
all
right
the
here.
beers
Oh,
that you gave me except for one, which I'm trying to hold
Did you
out.
see the bottles in the fridge? I had a couple of bottles of Russian River. They were
delicious.
Hop something. I can't remember what hops, not Hop Slam. I can't remember the name of it. Because I brought 4 different Russian River
Hey,
bottles.
was there,
Yeah.
Should be 2 bottles in the fridge.
Give me a minute. Let me
Yep.
go look right now.
So this is what COVID-19 looks like for me.
Oh boy!
Big old boxes of these guys.
Oh god.
You're prepped.
These are actually old. This came from like Valentine's Day or one of the last times.
Really?
But it's time because tomorrow's gonna suck, even at home.
All right, everybody's getting drinks. I think I better get my drink while I'm at it. While everybody's at it.
So
I still haven't picked up my Dragon's Lair yet.
Dave, tell us about the Dragon's Lair. What's this?
Well, no, you know what's funny? Because the guy, he wanted to refund me the deposit because he goes, things are too crazy. I go, no, you keep it. I want that game.
Yeah. Keep the deposit.
I go, listen, dude, I don't mind waiting 2 months, 3 months.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're around the corner.
You've
I go,
waited 30 years.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, he's got a ton of games and it sounds like it's in the back. And that's what he wasn't planning on. I think he was, I got a show. I'm taking a bunch of these games and then I'll unload the Dragon's Lair. Then everything got fucked up before, not from this, but something canceled. And he goes, that's when he's like, hey, because I just asked for like an update. And then I'm like, he's like, I'll give you the deposit back. I'm like, no, I don't want it.
Right.
I go, I'm good, man. I'll wait 6 months. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah,
I go, that's cool. I just, as long as we're on the same page, at least he offered. And I said, nope, I'm good. Just chill. You're too close. I don't want to like have to search for one that's farther.
That's super exciting. I'm glad.
No, it is. I know. I can wait. I mean, I still have that, and I still have that empty Spy Hunter I have to get sooner or later. Oh, my dog's here. I gotta let her out.
Where'd Carrie go?
Let her out. Hey, Gak.
Pep,
Where's Gak's not on here?
He's not back. He's wanting to drink.
So you guys
Priorities.
know that we went over to Slick, Nick, and Vanny's, right?
No,
I remember that.
And I had
You
a
may have been
family.
Mostly.
He needs to drink more, and then he'll remember. So we went over to Slick, Nick, and Vanny's, and
Bonnie's.
yeah.
Nice.
Shut up!
Okay, let's say it together. Like Vince Vaughn.
I
Vonnie.
do like me some Vince Vaughn. Okay.
Bonnie. Yeah.
Oh shit, she's got the bottle out. We're
Is
all
that a
fucked,
good
guys.
idea?
Oh, rest
We're
in
gonna
peace.
talk about people. We should at least say their name.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check off tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next
Hey,
week.
everybody, see you later.
All right, peace. I'm gonna go play some Galaga 88.
I have a little bit of like news too. I didn't even get to from last week.
Yeah, well,
The news. Good luck.
you may not get to it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Let's leave here, Gabby. Let's leave what we did with Vonnie.
I'm really
leave it
nervous
for
about this.
like our own special
Well,
thing.
no. Yes, no. What I was saying was that so I left my cousin to watch my kids while we were over there, and he drank the bottles that Gak was talking about.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Your
Those
cousin.
are Russian rivers. He's got good taste.
Yes, I so I
Very
had
good
found
taste.
that I found the empty bottles, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe Gak and Leo drank a few and left them in the room, you know. And then that whole bottle that Vonnie brought me was gone.
Bonnie.
Oh, the wine. She brought you a bottle of wine, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it was all gone, and I was like, oh, okay. He watched my kids. He can go ahead and drink it. It's fine. You know.
Well, he
what I
watched
mean?
them for the first 15 minutes. The
I know,
rest
he
of the
got-
time, he was
He just got hammered.
blacked out drunk.
Yeah. So it was
And
all
he passed
gone.
out, cuddled up with some, stuffed animals.
No, I barely remember walking in through the door. I remember coming in and I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like super happy and giggly. And I was just like,
Well, yeah.
I gotta go, you know? And that's literally what it was. But I found the bottles. I found empty bottles, but I'm sorry.
No
Did
problem.
not-
They're
I-
actually not that hard. Those aren't that hard to find. It was the youngers that we had. that
We
were
drank,
the-
I think, most of the, yeah.
Yes, all
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one,
The
the
crazies.
nectar one or the pink and yellow one that
Oh
Vonnie
yeah, that
showed.
one's really good. That's from Slice.
Okay, I
Juice
have
nectar,
that.
I think.
I have that one. I'm saving it, especially since all this shit is going down in LA.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, no.
Vonnie messaged me the other day. She's like, "Where is this one from? This one's really good." You know, I'm like, it's like a
Because
10-minute
it
drive
is.
from my house. Yeah.
Don't be flaunting it, Gak.
Yeah.
Come on. That's like
you
hours
guys live in the
from
land
me.
of plenty. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thank you, but I'm sorry I did not.
Oh no problem.
But I'm glad my cousin did, and he got to watch my kids, so maybe it was just like, okay.
Charles
You got
Klein's
to watch
asking
it.
what the news is. Does anybody really care?
Yeah, let's hear the news.
Yeah.
It's
What's the news,
horrible.
Mock?
It's fucking
Mark, you can talk
Okay.
about Hot Wheels,
So that pin,
Oh.
that pin sucks.
right? What a stupid fucking.
Yeah.
pin.
So American.
It looks like it has like a
Pinball-
whirly thing that just goes
Okay, I
around,
can talk
right?
about that. That was in my news thing too. So American Pinball put
Who
out.
did Houdini
Who
and
did Houdini
Oktoberfest?
and
Two pins that
Oktoberfest.
are actually pretty good.
Oktoberfest gets a bad rap, but it's actually a fun pin.
It is fun.
It looks cool. I like it, but
And it's very approachable. It's
didn't
easy to play.
Yeah, it didn't sell well, unfortunately. So
Oktoberfest.
So they got a licensed game finally, and the game they got was Hot Wheels. Why would you get Hot Wheels? Bleh.
Well, there's potential, but
They're
they
like,
didn't
oh,
do
kids
it.
are gonna want to play, but like kids
It-
don't play pinball.
It's
that
better than
age.
Matchbox because those are the.
Well, it's almost the same thing though. It's like little
no,
toy
Matchbox are
cars.
shit. Hot Wheels are.
But they
So
missed the
the
boat
ramps
because
are
there's so many.
orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ramps are orange, and you got a spinning car that's on the playfield. I don't know.
Is that
I
is
thought it was
that in the
lame.
pin? Is that
Yeah,
in the pin? Like shooting the cars off and they're
No, there's no.
because
there's
that would be
no,
cool.
No. There's the cars fight dinosaurs. It's the weirdest thing. It doesn't make any sense anyway. It's stupid. The whole
It's
thing's
dumb.
dumb. Yeah, I don't like it. It stinks, as Jim says.
Oh wow.
It
Stinks,
smells. It
and I don't
smells.
Stinks. I don't like it.
It
I'm
smells.
supposed- I know I'm doing the news, but I'm supposed to be non. What do they call it?
Non-biased.
You're supposed to be
But I'm
objective.
buying. But it's a
You're not
biased
objective.
show.
No, objective or
This
not.
is not a paid endorsement, obviously.
This is the. This is
Yeah.
the.
All right, don't
Peter-
offend our sponsors, Mock.
Yeah, I'm Peter Griffin. This is what grinds my gears.
Nice.
So yeah, no, I don't like the Hot Wheels pin.
I don't
think
like
it's
the
a
Hot
lame
Wheels
idea.
either.
I don't know how Wheels is fucking.
Hot Wheels, Hot Wheels.
They're
whatever,
fucking
it's
weird.
lame. I don't like it. So I wish they would have done like I wish someone would do something with the Beetlejuice license, like we talked about. Like Stern is sitting on a fucking Beetlejuice license and it's going to waste. Give it to fucking American Pinball. They'll do something.
That's
fun
a
with it.
that's a movie poster I actually am queued to buy to
I
put
think
up on some of my
that would be
space
an
here.
amazing pin if people would work on it that were into Beetlejuice.
Maybe
There's so
they-
much fucking
many
potential.
options,
Yeah,
So much
sad.
potential.
And I
But-
think it would sell really well too. I think. I mean, you know.
I wonder what Stern would have done with the Wonka license had they gotten it,
Yeah, I don't know.
right?
So
I feel like they dropped the
supposedly-
ball so much.
I heard an early rumor from an
Nice pin.
insider that American Pinball, their next pin wasn't going to be Matchbox. It was going to be Alice in Wonderland. Which I was
That
like,
would be really
Potential.
good.
if it's done
Again,
right, it might be
potential.
cool.
Properly.
As
Yeah.
long as it's
That-
not the Tim Burton one, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's the classic
Disney?
story.
So it's
No,
animated.
the classic
No?
because it's an old. It's not the Disney one. It's like
Disney. Yep.
Alice.
they could do the dark version of
Before,
it, maybe like
yeah.
the
Yeah, but
American McGee, maybe or something. I don't know.
What
Yeah,
about
but
if they
people-
did
people's
Return to
visual-
Oz?
Yeah,
Fucking
That would
scary.
be-
with the Wheelers,
What was the Michael
With the
Jackson
chicken,
Wizard of
with
Oz?
the
The Wizard?
chicken in
The
there?
Wiz.
the Wiz.
The Wiz.
There you
Yeah,
go.
which is
The
up
He was
next.
the scarecrow.
Yeah, he was a scarecrow.
Yeah.
You know what?
Keep on down the road.
I'm thinking maybe they went with Hot Wheels because
There was no beats like that.
You unlock the multi. You unlock the multi
That was
ball.
the techno version.
You unlock the multi ball, which is the Chimo mode.
true.
Oh, jeez.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
I want to unlock the Macaulay Culkin mode.
Exactly.
Gander
Who
at
was the dude that was in
asshole.
Lost Boys? Wasn't he
For
like
some
another
reason,
one?
Say does the soundtrack. Smooth operator.
Oh my God.
Yes, but
He likes to
but-
gander at the assholes. If you guys know what I'm talking about on that. Okay,
It's
so
tricky.
enough of that.
Trick.
So,
Oh, sorry.
okay, on this
I met this little girly.
So Hot Wheels
I
don't
shouldn't
like
do.
it.
I should never. Don't let me do news at this hour.
Yeah,
from now on,
yeah,
okay.
No.
It's
It's a big
difficult.
mess. Yeah, it's a
Push
big
it on
mess.
through.
No.
Yeah, you got.
I'm gonna push through though, Carrie. I'm gonna push through.
You know what?
Hold on.
We're
Just
gonna
be
figure
careful,
out some
Mock.
way that we can have a mute button, and then we'll mute people during it so that you can actually have your
Yes.
news segment.
I need to learn that for work purposes now that we're gonna start using
Oh,
Zoom.
man, yeah.
That's
Start
that's
muting
right. Yeah.
coworkers.
Oh my God.
Will be.
They wouldn't know what was happening. They'd be like,
Oh.
"What happened?
this is
my
old-
computer's broken."
This is a week. Old news now, but I'm gonna still talk about it because we didn't talk about it. So did you guys? Okay, Jim, you had an NES, right?
Andrew figured it out.
I figured
What?
it out. The mute button.
But you're the host, though. I don't think we get those privileges, right?
I don't know.
The drunk mute button. I'm gonna get the drunk mute button.
Oh no, I've been searching
right
for
in the
this for
middle
a
of my
while.
news. I'll get the drunk mute button.
I actually have a real serious.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
now we can proceed. So
Yes.
no,
your news item.
All right. Okay, Jimbo, you have an NES, right?
yeah.
I mean,
it's
you
at
had
my
it as a
parents'.
kid. So, do you know who Reggie is? Who was running Nintendo of America? Reggie. He was the guy running Nintendo of America for many years.
Okay.
You guys don't know him, Reggie? You always saw him.
No,
at
but that was the
E3.
name of my cat. when I was
E3
a
every
kid.
time he would come out and show you the new NES games coming out for the GameCube or
Sure. All right, I believe you. I mean, yeah.
Nintendo 64.
Sure. Reggie.
Nintendo DS. Reggie. Everybody knows Reggie. I thought everybody would know Reggie.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
he's my uncle.
So he retired from Nintendo of America, and he's been sitting there, doing whatever, drinking his
Masturbating.
IPAs,
Andrew knows.
masturbating, whatever he's doing. So get this: GameStop hired him on as a consultant to try to save their company.
Wait, what? The failed.
Okay, GameStop is like
Yeah.
a floundering company that's
So they're
in
just
big
throwing
financial
money at him.
trouble.
He's like, okay, right?
So they hired him on as
I-
a main consultant to try to save their company.
I actually can't wait to hire Harvey Weinstein to make my next movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but he doesn't have sexual
Zing.
assault charges on him and in jail. Harvey still has to go to LA for his trial for there. So he'll
Yeah.
be seeing
Okay, Dave.
another 25 years or whatever it is. So that fucker's dying in jail. Fuck him, that monster.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fuck him.
He's probably would get fucked to death, but like,
Can you imagine those poor girls having to deal with that scumbag guy?
no.
Oh,
My joke was just a joke, but like,
okay.
Bitches
fuck
leave.
that-
Usually
fuck
You're
that
going
guy.
off the rails.
I'm
somehow.
not like
When you
Harvey
rape
Weinstein for
everybody.
life. I'm not.
Has nothing to do with Reggie at
It was
all.
just a joke.
Okay,
But like, it's a bad idea
So
to hire
what's
the guy
next
who doesn't know how to
after
run.
GameStop fails? Is Fry's gonna hire him?
Fries is probably
There we
dead
go.
after
Yeah.
this.
I thought
pandemic.
I
Fry's
think
is gonna
so.
close down by now, and it's still
Yes.
open. And it's like there's nothing on the shelves. So how?
I know.
What the fuck are you supposed to do when
It's
you go
awful.
in
I
there?
Sell
see-
drugs.
Drug front.
Drugs.
Yeah, it's a laundering,
It's
money
just a-
laundering.
Totally.
scheme.
I see they'll make like a advertisement type post on Facebook, and then people start chiming in and commenting and like ragging on them, like that format's not going to work. Like where people are like or what is it? They give them free product, and then when they sell them, then they pay the supplier, whatever that's called.
Reseller.
Show me what you got.
No, it's
Consignment.
consignment. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like the consignment
Wait.
format.
Kind of like
Polysyllabic word. I'm the only one who's not
like
drinking.
antiques.
Yes,
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll be in
Carrie's
charge
the
of all of the
sober one in the
polysyllabic
room.
words.
Carrie's babysitting tonight.
I know.
Carrie,
I know.
Carrie
I'm still
usually
working.
drinks, though.
I do. I'm on a stupid diet, so I'm not
Oh.
drinking. So it's not because I'm, addicted to alcohol or anything.
I'd
but,
like to think she's trying to impress me, but she's
Yeah, but that's not the way to
she's
impress
got
you. That's not
ulterior
the way you
your
motives.
heart.
No,
So-
it's okay. Are you on lockdown yet? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah. Yep. 12:01 last night. We're on
Who's not
lockdown.
on lockdown?
Well,
I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's actually just the Bay Area counties that are. There's suggestions in most of the other counties, but it's 7 Bay Area counties that are actually on lockdown, where they have the cops going around and making certain that the bars are closed and all that. So
just 7,
so
huh? I thought there was one like 10.
Yeah, soon by tomorrow morning they'll be 10.
Okay.
But yeah, so I am the only one.
A fucking 10.
All right.
Lockdown at the moment.
It's
at the
not
moment.
going to be here in LA yet, but maybe in 48 hours, 2 to 3 months.
Who here owns a Switch besides Andrew? Anybody? Nobody? Okay.
Losers.
I guess I didn't know this, but there's an actual.
Know anything about it though? We haven't.
There's an arcade. I guess there's an arcade section for the Switch.
I have Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3. I've got Moon Cresta.
Oh wow!
I bought a bunch of arcade games.
Okay, so
you and your Moon Cresta.
Last
you guys
week,
have
I
a
love
little,
Moon Cresta.
You're like ooh.
So you know when it was released last week, if you care, is
I like your Moon Cresta.
What was it?
POW Prisoners of
that
War
means.
was
That's like it's
on
not
the
a rotary
Switch.
stick. No, that's not a rotary stick game.
That was like a
Rotary stick.
No, that was like wasn't that like
Rotary
a
Shrek?
Restrictor.
Sean Connery over here. Rotary Shrek.
I got your rotary stick right here.
No, it's like a double dragon, but like an ISO.
I'll take Rotary Shrek Trebek for 400.
It's like a beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, it's like a beat 'em up, but it's like 2-player.
I love the fact that this is actually a proper shit show on fucking St. Patrick's Day.
It's not a shit show.
Yeah,
You guys are a
this
shit
is pretty
show.
shit show for
Yeah.
Gabby's only had a
usually do
quarter
news.
pint of vodka.
This is why
so far.
I do news first to get it
Totally
out of the way
sober.
before I get hammered.
And can remember a lot more
No.
than you sober people.
It's good. It's been a
St.
while
Patrick's
since we've had
Day
a proper
show.
shit show, and I'm sorry.
I
Carrie,
should have said that at the beginning. This is the St.
That's
Patrick's
okay. I
Day
knew.
show.
Been trying to
I
tempt
knew
her
what,
to
you
drink
know,
all
it's not-
night.
It's
Yeah, you
my
knew you were
yeah.
It doesn't work.
And I have a performance review I have to turn in before I go to bed tonight. So I
And then
can't.
tomorrow you can drink your green beer and like make up for it.
Yeah.
the stale green beer from last
I
night.
expect you to
Fair
drink
with
tomorrow
all
when
of
we do
us.
our
Drink your
private
green
hangout.
drink.
I'm not going to drink tomorrow. I'm not
Yes,
going to drink
yes,
tomorrow.
yes, yep,
Nope.
yep,
Never
yep.
have.
Take a Manhattan, put kale in it, and blend it, and there you go. Drink green.
Yeah, Gail,
Green goo. Ooh, that sounds
Yeah.
terrible.
that's what you can do.
It sounds
Merlot.
horrible.
Shiraz.
With anything
Just
is
think
horrible.
about
Sauvignon
all that alcohol will really show all those
Chardonnay.
abs and everything because you dehydrate a little
You know-
bit.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, there you go.
You know what? I like kale in the trash.
Yeah. I have to say with the whole quarantine thing,
Fucking
that's what I'm most worried about are the vegetables because I love me fresh vegetables. And
Yeah.
Unless you're
that's-
growing them.
that's-
Are you growing them, Carrie?
Nope.
You have a hydro. Okay, then yeah, you
Nope.
should.
My wife,
Sorry.
Andrew saw that my wife's starting to like grow. Like she got one of those like
Oh yeah, the veggie
trays.
thing.
Yeah, she's
It's
she's
huge. It's
planting
awesome.
all just tomatoes, so we can have fresh garden tomatoes. Because have you ever had a garden tomato compared to a grocery
heirloom.
store?
Mark, I
right.
miss
It's like
Patty's
night and day
cooking.
difference.
When we were at your
Yeah.
place, oh my god, that was like one of the best Mexican meals I've ever fucking had in my life.
Really?
It
Oh
was
my
so
God,
good.
She's such a good
Yeah.
cook. Oh.
That's why I'm a fat fuck.
That's why you're, and
First
rightfully
thing,
so,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
I wish he was a
Like,
bad cook like my friend. He's all
Mock,
thin.
Mock, you wear that belly like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
If you were a tiny little twig, that'd be an insult to your wife.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Patty has him wear that belly.
I
as a
used to be
badge of honor.
thin. I was
That's
thin
what-
all the way up until we got married, and then I was like, "Brrr."
But
This
did
is
she
such a
love
good
you any
cook.
less? No.
Hopefully not.
That was-
Is she?
Mark, that was almost the
I like
same
your
situation with
enthusiasm.
me, except for with money.
Yeah. Oh.
I had so much money, and then I got married.
I had like a
That-
nice fat
Yeah.
bank account. I
That
had
is
no
funny.
debt whatsoever.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. I had no debt either. What happened? I don't know.
Right.
I had no
had
debt.
kids,
I
and now I
had
have
no
debt.
debt up until Monday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
and then I bought a pin.
Oh, but there you go.
Actually, no, I don't.
No, you
It's not
don't.
that bad. It's about.
Mistress.
I actually no, it's not that. It's not that way because I have been saving for fucking since June.
I actually
Willy
have
Wonka.
more. I have more arcade news. This is a real arcade.
Yay!
Okay,
Bring it back.
ready?
Do it.
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
it.
Good job.
Get this.
Keeping us grounded.
Atari is releasing due to
penis.
the anniversary, the 40th anniversary of Missile Command, they're releasing a new
Yes.
Missile Command game for the iOS and Android, and it's brand new, revamped, new graphics and everything, just to celebrate 40 years from making penis back in the day.
Just from making
penis. Thanks, Jim.
I like that, the enthusiasm.
Anyway, there's
Thank
only
you.
a single screenshot of it so far. I'll throw it up if you guys want to see it, but it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great to me
iOS.
in this picture, but tell me what you guys think here. I'll post it up there. Okay.
Boys have a penis.
So there's a still shot image, and it looks like something like looks like a
No,
vector.
you need to modify that where it says it backwards. Boys have a vagina.
A vagina.
and
Girls have a penis.
But I'm just amazed that Atari.
That's my homework for tomorrow, Gek.
All right.
Atari went to any trouble to make this fucking thing. You know, it's like I'm surprised they even give a shit.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Well, and although it's kind of interesting, maybe there's some sort of commentary with our current relationship with Russia, and in juxtaposition of the, you know, like kind of a reminder of like, hey, this is where we were. You know, maybe it's a deeply political statement on behalf of Atari. Probably not, but I like that idea.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
Yeah. I mean, Putin's going to be president from this point forward anyway.
Forever.
So.
Right.
Yeah, because he keeps killing or imprisoning anybody that opposes him.
Right.
So.
Well, I enjoyed it since we were having political hangout a little bit earlier. I liked it when you know, Trump was first elected, and there was all the, you know, then all the Russia things came up, and then a lot of his, not a lot, some of his followers who I happen to see on Facebook were like, well, what's so wrong with Russia anyway? I don't see what's wrong. It's like, oh, wow.
Really?
You didn't go through the Cold War like we all did.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody want to buy a Titan II missile silo?
Russia now compared to what it used to be, they're all for it. I mean,
I always think of the old scene from Terminator 2 where Edward Furlong's all talking about Russia. Aren't they our friends now?
Right.
No.
No.
Not yet.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
It took
we
them
visit there
blowing
now.
up their
That's true.
own
There was
nuclear
tourism.
system. And
Yeah,
then
let's spread Corona
coming-
over there.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
and then
I love how they only
coming
have like
back.
12 confirmed cases in Russia right now. It's like
Because it's cold. I think that kills the virus, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's
Right?
exactly what it is. It's totally not because they're not they're underreporting the number of.
Oh,
cases they
okay,
have.
gotcha. Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
Yeah. No, they're not reporting
No, but seriously
it.
though, I do think
temperature like
a really cold environments does kill the virus.
I have not heard that.
That may-
I've heard if
that
it's
may be
80
on
degrees or
surfaces.
higher, it won't survive more than.
Well, I hear it freezes, so
Oh,
probably goes
don't
dormant,
worry.
probably.
It's
Yeah.
like 100.
Yay, I'm
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. Until the thaw.
Sorry, there was a
happens.
Canada joke there. I had to do it.
Yeah, thanks,
Yes,
Steve
we're
Art.
done. That was a good one.
I had to take it away from all of
Okay,
you that-
so keep your eye out for the new Missile Command coming out. It's supposed to come out. Who knows with the coronavirus? It might come out by like Christmas.
yeah.
but-
I'll spend a bunch of time playing Missile Command while I'm not playing my fucking Dragon's Lair. which-
Oh, yeah.
I know Dragon's Lair is supposed to be out
Yeah.
already. We're not going to get that for a while. It'll have
So-
Corona all over it. So I'll have to wipe it
Whenever
down
I
with
see
a,
these like kind of
cloth.
reimagined games, like retro games like that Missile Command, I always wonder like if they did it with Cuphead, like they made like kind of an upright homemade arcade game.
Someone
that put-
faked it. Yeah.
Like
That was
if they could
custom.
do that with some of those other games, you know, like Missile Command, if like they could
Yeah.
figure out a way to have a trackball and have it on a upright game, like I just think that would be a lot more entertaining because it would
That's
be
actually a
more
great
realistic.
point. Yeah, I know. I mean, Cuphead would make a great arcade game. It's hard.
Well, they have
enough.
someone's done it. A couple people.
Yeah,
have
I
done
know.
It, I think.
People
Yeah.
have like faked it, but like they could have put that shit out like a Killer Queen kind of thing, where
Yeah.
it's actually a real game you could buy and buy it
Yeah.
upright, because it would just be like a simple 8-way joystick and 2 buttons.
Well, it'll be three
fire,
buttons.
dash,
Three buttons. You need three.
super attack. Yeah,
Switch
you have to
weapon.
figure out like how to also get through the menus where you can select which weapon.
Well, they got to
put out and stuff
arcadeify
like
it,
that.
but yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Yes.
But 100%, like that's arcade hard.
Oh.
In other
They can
words,
even
it's
do it
like-
where if you want to quit, it gives you a little like 4-digit code where you can come back and put the code in
Continue.
and
Oh, yeah.
leave.
I mean, they
start
basically did
there.
it with the Pac-Man
like
party,
save
right, or
games,
whatever that was.
basically.
Well-
The upright cocktail, multiplayer Pac-Man, the battle royale or whatever they
Battle
call it.
Royale? No, but the battle royale was stupid. It only lasted like.
That's true. Yeah, it's
five-
kinda
No, it'd be more like
quick
Dungeons
game.
and Dragons type
Well,
game.
like Gauntlet kind of thing. Yeah, like where you.
Well,
like,
Dungeons and Dragons, you could actually put a code in and start back there where you were, couldn't you?
Didn't Gauntlet Legends have that?
Oh, Legends maybe. Yeah, maybe
I thought
Legends
had that
did.
too.
I was thinking regular.
I could be wrong, but like either way, the point is like, yeah, you can continue from like where you were in the game, and Cuphead could totally make that work.
Oh, Jim's not here. My last thing on my news shit, besides us waiting for Dragon's Lair, which will probably be another couple months, or
we'll see
probably
that
like
maybe.
in the end of the year now.
Maybe by Christmas.
Yeah,
at
by
this point,
Christmas
like,
because
honestly.
of China. So Carrie, Jim's not here, but okay, I got I'm
the proxy.
Okay, okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. So there's a website out there, don't go to it, but it's called ranker.com, where people like to rate shit out there. So you can rate movies, you can rate songs or whatever, and everybody goes into this website to like rate shit and they vote on it. And there's a actual arcade section in there, which I found, which is kind of fun. So you get to see what people, just everyday schmoes that come to the website and they vote for their most favorite things, and it's ranked. So I'm going to ask you guys, without looking at the website, what do you think is the #1 80s arcade game that they rank the highest? 80s, yeah.
Arcade game.
Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah. That seems like that would be top 3. I would think.
That's in the top 5.
How about Galaga? Is Galaga in top 5?
Galaga's #1. You got it.
That's like Andrew said too.
Is the #1 ranked?
Ding, 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 ding,
from,
ding, ding,
from
ding.
yeah, ding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's try to guess the other 3.
Yeah, I want to go through all. I want to go to the top.
So is Centipede one of them?
So wait, what do you think #2 is? Think hard.
Donkey Kong, maybe?
Close. No.
Galaxian?
Defender.
No,
Rastan.
Defender, yes, Defender.
No, it's
Eyes.
Donkey Kong
I'll answer for Jim.
What is the most iconic thing in arcades?
Asteroid.
There you go. Andrew got it. Pac-Man.
Oh, just regular Pac-Man.
Okay.
Yes.
So who said Donkey Kong?
I did.
That's #3.
He did.
Okay. #4 threw me through a loop because I didn't guess this. Okay. What do you think #4 is?
I would have guessed Centipede, but
no,
maybe not.
It was popular in China or Japan. I mean,
Space Invaders.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, 5 is Miss Pac-Man. Okay, 6.
Asteroids.
Nope. That's 7
Got
actually.
asteroids?
7 is asteroids.
No.
6
What
is
my
what?
dad does.
Carrie filling in for Jim.
As she must
Let's see
know.
here.
Let's
I
see.
You guys can guess this. It's real popular. It's cute.
Cubert?
No. Close.
We all heard
Kind of.
Q and went Cubert.
Cute.
Cubert.
It's a cute game.
Right. Well, he's kind of cute. He curses. But...
Mappy.
No. Close.
No, that one's
that
cute.
type of game. Dig Dug. Who said that?
Dig Dug.
Yeah.
That's 6. Okay. Asteroids is 7. Now this one totally. I was like, what? I can't believe people voted for this, but it's #8. It was #8. I'll give you a hint. It's
Defender.
It's a Nintendo game.
Oh, not Defender.
Oh, Mario Brothers?
No, you got it.
Woo!
Not Super Mario Brothers.
Not
Hey,
Super
hey,
Mario
hey,
Brothers.
no, Mario
Regular
Brothers. Okay.
Hey, Gak, check this out.
All right.
Boys have a vagina. Girls have a penis.
Oh, nice.
That's what Jim was doing while we were
I was
doing
really
this.
hoping that's what you were doing in your time.
I was doing it. I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm gonna
I love
do
it.
this. Yeah.
Jim's missing my news and my game. What the fuck?
I like that. He's like, girls
to
have
find
a
that
penis.
sound bit for
Hey
it.
man, this is no longer the 80s. This is the 2020s. It goes up both ways, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Look at the inflection is so off too. It's like boys have a vagina, girls have a
Yes.
penis.
Penis. I know, it's like it doesn't flow the same. Yeah. Okay, what's #9? What do you think 9 is? Ninth most popular game out there. Ranking. Amongst the peeps out there.
Gals
Rolling
Panic.
Another
Thunder.
vector one, man.
No, you
Rolling
said it
Thunder.
earlier.
Asteroids.
Centipede.
No. Yep, Centipede.
Okay.
And #10 threw me off too.
I'll say Tempest.
Nope. I'll give you a hint. It's a shooter.
It's a Rolling Thunder.
Nope.
No.
Oh, shoot 'em up.
It's a
Oh,
shoot 'em up.
1943.
Gal-
Yep,
maybe?
42.
Oh,
we got it, Gak.
Yeah,
Damn,
42.
good job, Gak.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through a few of these. 11 is Gauntlet. 12 is Defender. 13 is Street Fighter 2, and that's a 92 game.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
not-
guess they
Wow.
included 90s games in
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Double Dragon 14. The regular Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter. I can't believe that's even in here. That's 15.
What a terrible game.
They didn't
Yeah.
play it.
That
They
was
just
probably
fucking-
just like a
Nobody
generic
played
response.
that,
Nobody
right?
fucking played
No.
that.
People didn't
I
even
don't
know if it was
know.
Street
I know, it
Fighter
was
2 or
shitty.
1.
It was
They just
shitty,
said Street
too.
Fighter.
I 100%
I
played
think
it,
people
but,
got
like,
confused. Street
Two
Fighter
two
with Street
dragon
Fighter 2.
punches and you're dead. Two special
Yeah.
moves and you're
Yeah.
dead.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
They didn't
huge,
actually play it. Those are people just going, "Oh, Street Fighter's cool. Let's go vote for that."
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
how
think
I
think
feel
they got
about
it
the
confused with
Street
Street Fighter
Fighter
2. Is what I
2.
think.
That's
Yeah.
Karate Champ should be ranked higher than that
Yeah,
shit.
if
Yeah.
I didn't.
So 16 is Joust.
whoops.
17 Mortal Kombat. 18 Pole Position. 19 Punch Out. And number 20
Yeah.
Tron.
19?
Tron, 20.
So here I'm gonna. So I'll
Yeah.
talk about some of the ones I thought were interesting. Was that Toki? What do you think Toki came in at Jim?
47.
Fucking like, yeah, probably like 37.
No one even.
Nah, I'd say not even in the top 100.
119
Yeah, it's
rank.
higher than that.
What?
Wait, what did you say?
It's
19?
rank 119.
119.
I was gonna say not
Right,
even.
like who's? Well, but yeah, but how many people have heard of Tokyo?
so-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Carrie.
It's a
All right,
JAMA
where's-
platformer. Yeah, whatever.
And Robotron's 43, which I thought was bullshit.
Is
that should be like in
Rastan
the
on
top
the list
Yeah.
at all?
I like Robotron.
Where's
and,
Cheyenne on that list?
Dragon,
Probably like-
Dragon Slayer's 35.
How about
What do you-
Rastan?
Rostan? Let me look here. Rostan.
This
And then
is
it's odd in the
fucking
list.
bullshit.
Burger Time
Miss.
31. I'm looking at
Just-
Rostan,
Yeah,
Andrew.
I like Burger Time.
Because it was like a
It's probably
massively
higher than
converted game.
I bet it's.
that one.
I
and
bet it's about
Arkanoid, I would-
116. It's
I would
better than
think-
Toki, but not.
The
Battle
most
Zone
converted
43.
I would think
Fucking
Arkanoid
Arkanoid
would be
and
top
Rastan.
100 also.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed since I looked at this last.
What about Frogger?
Robotron
Yeah,
went
good
down
point.
a notch. Final Fight 45. Popeye 46.
Final Fight's 45? Fuck.
Yeah.
Mark, where's Frogger? It's got to be in
Wait.
the 20s.
Frogger is earlier. Hold on. Frogger was.
Are you taking the U.S. stats or the ones in Japan?
This
Because
is anybody can vote on here. So
Fucking cronials.
yeah, it's anybody. Frogger's
no.
21.
no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'd
Paperboy
rather
27. Burger
I'd
Time
Kiss
rather-
my
21.
ass, Paperboy.
I mean, 720.
You
is
lick
probably up there,
balls.
too.
We're still looking for Rostan. Hold on.
Yeah.
Paperboy licks balls. That's how he delivers.
Elevator Action 47. Carrie.
You know, I'd like to.
Oh,
kind of
you know,
nice.
actually,
Exactly.
That's not so
That's
bad.
Paperboy's
that's-
such
it's in the
overrated.
top 100.
shit.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think it was that well known. I'm like, honestly, I don't remember Elevator Action from the arcades at all.
Oh, I do. I played it.
I
in
do.
arcades
Of
a lot.
course, because the
Marble
Americans-
Madness Jim is 55.
Okay.
I mean, I would
Paperboy-
think if it made
fucking
top 100,
Paperboy, what a
it was
piece of
definitely a
shit.
success.
All right, I'm trying to find Rostan.
I'd like to do like an algorithm.
here's-
like this.
here-
Go ahead.
Here's Karate Champ 64.
There you go.
Top 100
Yeah,
though.
you know what was great about Paperboy in the arcades is that your game would last 10 seconds. Like what a fucking piece of shit game.
Oh, Millipede 65.
So
That's
I'll
way
say
up
this,
there.
Jimbo. So like for me back in the day, you know, for me it was like BMX. It's like racing. You're always going to go as fast as you can, get through the level, hit all the stuff. But then like when I actually saw it was Jow at Grinkfest, the first one.
Slow.
Like
Never
he
went
goes
slow.
totally
So
slow. I'm like,
slow.
what in the hell? I never even thought about that. And if you go too slow, the bees will
catch
pop
you.
out just like
Yeah,
on
the bees will
720.
fuck you up.
Just
We
like
were
on
going
720
for
when you get
points.
to
We were
the
just
time.
going
Guess what the
I
100
saw Paperboy was in so many arcades that I have vivid memories of, and I never wanted to approach it. I played it like once. And I'm like, this game's too hard.
It is
Why would I
very
want?
hard.
Why
yes.
would I want to keep playing this game?
But honestly,
because-
for me, 720
never
was
played
equally
it.
as hard.
Guess what 720 is at?
I would say
God.
like 64.
22.
106.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck that game. Yeah, go to
Wow.
hell, dickweed.
What was
Wow.
Paperboy at? Did you have Paperboy already?
That was earlier.
Sorry,
I
Andrew. I
don't
love it.
remember.
It's a great game.
It was earlier though.
Yeah.
Food Fights 110.
It's
it
a
doesn't-
fantastic game.
So what's funny
No, no,
about
no.
this is this
No big
doesn't
deal,
match
Jim.
like
It's
what the
cool.
prices are. That's what's interesting about
right,
this.
yeah.
You know, it's matching what people remember.
It's not very
liking.
approachable. That's my thing.
No, I totally understand that. No, Jim, it's cool. I take your apology. No problem.
114,
Hey, Muck, where's
Well,
I?
if you see Champ,
I'm still
Street or
looking
Super
for
Street-
Rostan still. I'm looking for it.
Andrew, I'll give you that answer. Eyes is about 2,647
Yeah.
on there,
Yes.
I think.
right behind.
Assuming they
Nibbler.
existed. I know exactly where Eyes is.
I think I'm gonna have to do a search for Rostan.
It's quarantined, Andrew.
Yeah.
It's experiencing social distancing.
Yes.
Hey, do you sell
the difference here is that when you say 720 is an arcade game, people like there's a good chance people understand it. If you say Eyes, they're like, are you talking about your? Wait, I don't get this. Are you talking about your Eyes?
Arcade Danger asks where
I'm a record holder on that game.
So Rostan is spelled Rastan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even showing up in Ranker at all, so it's not even in here. The fuck?
Liars.
That's actually a fluke, because if Toki's on their Rastan,
Yes.
it's
You'd
equally
think it
as
would
much of
be
a
on there.
platformer.
As much of
Yeah.
So what about Forgotten Worlds?
I think I saw that one.
So Lewis
Wait,
is asking for that.
Are you guys talking about U.S. games
Penises.
only, or in Japan? Because
There's a
I feel
website
like...
called Ranker that Mock is talking about.
Oh, okay.
So the website is what he's doing, the Ranker.
Well,
What do you
you
mean
guys
you only
are
own
talking about
2?
all the top games, but I've heard that when the Japanese released Mario games,
Give me a break, man. They got
fucking
they
asterisks.
they had to downsize it for Americans, which I absolutely have played every single version. You guys have obviously not heard of that.
Which game?
Mario Brothers?
Downsized it.
We've all heard of Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes, but the Japanese version compared to the US version is
Oh,
a lot different.
Mario Brothers or Super Mario Brothers?
Maybe it's Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers. I know there's 2 versions on that.
There's definitely 2 versions of that, but also
Yes.
Donkey Kong is different in Japan.
Can't see the line.
That's
I
a lot
don't
different.
think the levels are the same. They're just in different order, I want to say.
So this only goes to like 130, and Rostan is not in here, and Forgotten World.
That's bullshit.
Did you see Arkanoid?
break, man. They got fucking space
I saw
here. That
Arkanoid
shit's
somewhere.
for retards.
It's just no one has thought to
Tempest.
put them up into the thing.
Bionic Commando 118, Xenophobia.
Is Cheyenne on there? Probably no exit. I bet no exiting
Probably
games are on there.
games are, yeah.
XD,
Super Hangout?
Crossbow, Combat.
It's not just gonna be the obvious ones, but like, actually, when was the last time you guys looked at the Clav Top 100?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
been a while.
It's been a long time since I looked at that
The only
one.
top 100 I check on a frequent basis is the
You know what I'm
Pinball.
talking about, Carrie?
Wow.
No, I have no
Lunar
idea.
Lander
So if you
78.
actually go to Clav, the main site, not the forums, there actually is a top, top 10 or top 100 on there.
Oh, yeah, and I do remember seeing something about like how games are ranked, or they're like going to a particular game. If you go into the main website, and it will
Super
be
Mario
like
Brothers.
it's
There's
number
actually-
54 or whatever.
Yeah, on their main list. Yeah, there's
No,
actually a
it's actually called Doki Doki Panic. Japanese
That's
released
the
it.
NES. That's the NES version. Though. You're talking about
Yeah,
Super Mario Brothers 2.
so the
That's
Japanese
2.
were the ones that created it, and they dumb-sized it so the Americans could actually play it.
So here's what happened: is Super Mario Brothers came out on NES, and then in Japan they made a sequel, but it was very, very difficult. It was so difficult that they were like, "I don't think Americans can handle this. It's too hard." So what they
Because
did is
they're
they take
too stupid.
Yeah, so they
I
took
know.
Doki Doki Panic
Yeah.
and redid the sprites to look like Mario Brother characters, and they put that out in America as
So
Mario
the
Brothers
version
2.
of that mock I heard was that with the popularity of the first Super Mario Brothers on the NES, that they were like, quick, we need to get a second one out as soon as possible. Just ride the tail of it,
Mhm.
And this other game was
Oh,
it was a
I want
different
it.
game that had already been developed, and they're like, oh, we'll just kind of like redo the sprites as Mario.
No, they actually built a Mario Brothers 2, an actual Mario Brothers 2 sequel, but it was very, very difficult. It was like the difficulty level is just like insane compared. So they were like, well, it's very, very hard. Well, yeah, that's what they did later. Is Nintendo of America put out a new version called later. This is later, by the way, years later. They put out the Lost Levels.
Lost
and that's
Levels,
actually
yeah.
Mario
Right.
Brothers 2.
Yeah,
that was that actually has revamped graphics a little bit, but yeah, that's basically what came out on the NES that we didn't get. We got the Doki
because
Doki Panic
us
instead.
Americans aren't as good.
Yeah, we suck.
No, you
So-
guys are obviously not. Neither am I. I'm small. I'm not a Japanese person.
And versus Super Mario Brothers on the red tent and the Nintendo Dual, the arcade version is a hybrid. It's basically is a combination of Super Mario Brothers 1 and some of the levels from
Other
Super
levels.
Mario Bros. 2 / Lost Levels. When Lost Levels came out, that was basically America's answer to the Japan version of Super Mario 2.
Yeah. It was
they
it was
rebranded
it.
They called it Super Mario.
It had like
Lost
3
Levels.
games built into it. It had Mario Brothers, the
1
one
through
the
3,
Turtles, and then it had Super Mario Brothers, and then it had Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. That's what it came as a package for Super Nintendo.
No, it was actually Mario All Stars. It had
All Stars. That's it. You're right, Jim.
It had Mario 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
The original and Lost Levels.
Yes, I think you're right.
And they were all revamped. That was one of the
Farmer-
best-selling games ever. That was such a good cart.
Idaho Farmer just said that they're closing tomorrow, and that's sad.
Oh no!
But-
Oh,
So they're
Sorry,
Steve, we were just gonna fly out tomorrow. Damn it!
Yeah.
Come on now.
We
Open it
promise
just
we'll
for
stay
us.
6 feet apart as we play games. Yeah.
And every time I play a game, I'll wipe it down.
Play eyes from maximum. Yeah.
It's fucked. This whole thing sucks, man.
Yeah, it does.
It's all going to shit. It really
just
is.
kills our economy like crazy.
It does, but you know,
We're all in it together.
I think what's important about it is that no matter how we come away from this one, it's a really good lesson because this is just the first of many.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So
this is just eventually this is going to happen.
Yeah,
at some point.
this is like a warm up to I think what we need to be prepared for in the future.
The
like what
apocalypse.
we're talking about, and just in general, like we just need to be prepared to deal with pandemics, and they're gonna happen every few years, and this is gonna be the new norm.
So the government's going to have to come up with some program going, okay, we need to start putting monies into this fund. So when this happens again, we're ready for it. We can just
like Social
tap it.
Security, they're so good at that.
Yeah, they're so good at that. Social Security will just spend all the money instead.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. we're gonna invest this back into airlines that and just like
that just fuck us over anyway.
These
but either way, I think
pandemics
it's us
don't.
as citizens need to just be prepared to deal with these situations and not the panic. Deal with the panic. If we can just, in an orderly fashion, manage our day-to-day needs, so we're not doing the runs on the toilet paper, which is absurd. Not doing the runs on the grocery stores to get,
It's not the runs. It's the people that are
different kinds of runs.
hoarding and
That's
taking
what I'm
everything
saying.
off the shelf.
That's what I mean by runs. It's like people just buying up all the toilet paper or buying up all the pasta or buying up all the we should just basically
Realizing
go to
it's
stores.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absurd. But we also need to take care of ourselves and make sure we're being clean.
Well, I say this all the time, but since 2016, I've been saying it's a very interesting time to be alive. And that's one way of looking at it. Like not a negative, not a positive, but like it's a very strange and it's a historic time to be living on this planet.
Yeah, but
like for all the shit that's going on.
It is.
Yeah,
Isn't there like an old a Chinese curse of may you live an interesting life?
Yeah. Well, me and Carrie had this, and it was
I'm
not. It was not in.
Chinese. I don't know that.
Shut up, Gabby. You're totally Chinese.
No, I'm not.
Buns.
When have you guys ever seen a
that's
fat
Japanese.
Chinese person? Okay, no.
Oh, they exist.
Oh yeah.
Wait, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, rub the Buddha belly for good luck. That's a long-term thing. Yes.
I don't have a belly, but I have tits. No,
Wait, what?
Exactly.
So I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Jim, where were you going with that?
Yeah, go with
that.
Yes, let Jim finish.
Thank you. That's what she never said. No, but, no.
Nice. That was good.
Carrie never said it.
Look, get out of the way. Let me just finish this myself.
Yeah.
Me and Carrie were having a conversation, and we were talking about what if this was and this is obviously not very serious, just hypothetical, but what if this was like the apocalypse? Like we knew that in 10 days, Earth was going to just be blown up because this asteroid or whatever was like something was going to what what would you like? How would you want to be living your life? And I said, you know, if I knew that, like in 2 days, whatever, we're all gonna
The
die.
meteorite's
Like,
coming, and we're all gonna.
there's
smash to
no escaping it. I would want to be with my closest friends. I would want to have a fucking party, but not a big party. I would just want my closest friends and family there with me. I don't care what we're doing, playing board games, playing arcade games, whatever. We're all having a blast. Yeah, there might be a breakfast club moment where we're all like, "Oh, I love you," blah blah blah. But like, but that's what I would. I don't want. I don't. Yeah, stupid. Worth it. I don't want to be alone because I'm such an extrovert. I feed off the energy of everyone else. Like, I would want to get shit-faced drunk. I would want to be plastered, having the time of my life, being like, wow, we're all gonna die in 2 hours, but I love all of you, and you know, so be it. I don't want to be quarantined like this right now. But we had this conversation, and it wasn't a super serious conversation. It was just like, this is all hypothetical, blah blah. We kind of went back and forth. We had a little debate. It made a lot of sense on both ends.
Jimbo, what do you drink? I'll ship you a few bottles before I get quarantined.
You're not gonna ship me hard seltzers.
I can get cases of that, 'cause that's what's left at the
Amazon, what is it called? Drink aids.
Yeah.
2 cases.
No,
I just got a fucking 24 pack in the mail. I'm set.
You are set. That's awesome.
No,
but
I want quarantine.
Gabby, if you want to send me anything, you have to go out. If you want to send me anything, you have to go on Minnesota. You have to order it off of Jay Carver's, which is a Minnesota distillery site. They have the best bourbon.
What is it called? Well, okay. What's the second best? Okay, I'm not there.
Maker's Mark 46 is.
They're about the same price though.
What?
I want Orange Whip to ship us some of his yummy nachos from his arcade.
Yeah, there we go.
I want to crash Brad's fucking arcade.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a good distillery down by you, Gabby. Do you do hard spirits?
Yeah, me and Carrie are big bourbon lovers, and Andrew.
Sure
we all love bourbon.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys want?
Andrew's the one who started on the
Triangle of
Manhattans.
Love.
You were the reason you started the Manhattan.
Okay. Well, for Mock's or the Magic Man's birthday, or my kids call him.
That's actually Mock the magician, right, Steve?
Yeah.
That's John.
Do a trick.
Yes. Okay.
That's a different shit show.
Okay. Mock the Magic
We're getting
Man.
naked for the apocalypse.
Yeah, my kids call him the Macarena.
You know it.
The
Macarena.
Yeah. And I got him Maker's Mark bourbon whiskey with a custom label.
You did.
Before I knew all of this shit was gonna happen, I was just like, look.
Did you show that last week, Mock? I think.
Yes, he did. Yeah. He was like,
He's
over the video. Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So yeah.
Very tasty and delicious.
Yes.
I don't even remember. But what do you
Gabby's
want?
Russian. You didn't know? I like me and Carrie. We're bourbon lovers.
What do you guys like?
Yeah, bourbon.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is your? Okay, look, bourbon.
Yeah, like it's also
The best thing you could do
like
is
small,
find
My
something.
kids would be asleep.
It's kind of like the IPA, but then they have like the I know right they have
Bedtime.
She kicks the camera over.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So,
I have to.
Here's my suggestion. The best thing you do is find something kind of obscure that's somewhat local to you.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to send. Something
that
he won't even expect it, not even know what it is, but it's something different. But it's like in that flavor palette he's looking for, right?
But that's bourbon. Okay.
So I think Ballast Point, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Ballast Point, Mock, maybe you know this, they do spirits.
Do they? I don't know.
You can't get them anywhere else, I don't think, other than that's San Diego.
Mock, I miss your lemon drops, by the way.
Oh my God, they're so.
I don't know if I remember how to make them.
You
and
know.
The rocket pops.
Yeah. Or the otter.
Those
pop.
were a little sweet from my.
I would. Yeah, the lemon drops.
The red, white,
lemon
blue.
drops or candy.
Perfect.
But,
oh my God, they were absolutely perfect.
God, I wish I remember what I put in. I think it was it pineapple and that and
oh God, so
lemonade,
good.
I think is what it was, but I might be wrong.
I got fucking lit in your
Really?
little space. Oh God, fuck! I'm like, make more, damn it, and you're just stuck behind the bar the whole time.
No, I got drunk too because I like dropped and broke.
Well, that's what we hope.
yeah.
That's a sign of a good host. A host that's having a good time.
breaking
my
stuff on the
glassware.
floor. While we're all
Nat
like stepping on
Nat
it.
2022 or whatever. We're gonna do it here. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever the year we can do it here.
Or at Brad's or somewhere. We gotta do it somewhere.
2020, yeah.
Yeah,
we're
I
not
don't know
dead
how
yet.
it's we
When
no,
the
we
shit
won't
ends,
be.
right? Yeah.
And Jimbo, that's like the one my wife actually is like interested in going to for what, like
I love Lisa. Yay!
She's like, we need to go there and check out,
I know, my wife
Minnesota.
wants
Oh,
to
she
go to
kept
Canada,
asking
too.
me
I'm like,
questions
what?
about Minnesota I didn't even know the answers to.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, you can tell that like she could be a teacher or a reporter or like
She's
like a
perked
police
up. She's like-
officer. Like she, the
So I
questions
heard
that
this
she
about
asked.
Minnesota, and I heard this about
Geographical
Minnesota,
stuff,
and what
yes.
about this about the Twin Cities? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, dude, yeah, your wife needs to come out. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tell her to get over here.
She wants to go to Canada too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
needs to
she-
do
So-
it.
She
So
leans
we're
more
just-
towards the eastern side because that's where they film more movies, I think. But I think
They don't film
Vancouver
shit
has
here.
tons.
Good.
Yeah.
So for
We gotta get
movies-
Orange Whip back
She
on a
watches
lot of
these like
Mighty Ducks.
obscure movies on her whatever Hallmark channel, whatever.
Orange
that
Whip
stuff
needs to
is.
come
I
back
don't
on the
watch
show again.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No excuse.
tried.
now.
I tried to get him.
And Vancouver's so pretty.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Definitely.
Maybe next week because he won't have an excuse because he's
I know.
That's right.
quarantined.
I've only been through
All right,
Vancouver
we
once,
need
and I was
to
snowboarding.
like
We're gonna
rally
peer pressure.
together, peer
Yep.
pressure him.
I'll
Exactly.
put it in the not safe for work because that's where he's at.
Oh, there you go. I'm not on that one.
No way. There's no way I'm getting out snowboarding.
That's the only
again
time I
this
see
year.
him comment on anything.
We have no snow anymore. It's all melted out. Andrew, how's the snow out there?
Well, all
We have
ski-
none.
Everything's
all-
shut down now. All
Yeah.
the ski areas are closed.
If it's not melted, they're shut down for.
Although we're gonna get snow in a couple
Yeah.
days.
And
We
so
got
I'm
snow
calling out, I'm
yesterday
gonna
and then
call
melted.
out Idaho
they're
Farmer
calling
if
him.
he's still in the chat.
Yeah.
The same goes for him, like next week or
Yeah.
even tonight if he wants to. But shit, man, pick a game out in your arcade. You got the whole place to yourself, right? Fuck it.
Fucking
Show us
play
a
it.
game. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Let's share some beers
Did
together.
you ever get
Well,
the
I mean-
bazooka game going again? Remember that
Well,
one?
if Carrie's not out here next weekend, I'm gonna stream versus Castlevania and maybe
Nice.
some Wonka play. Assuming that's
There you go.
Good. Good.
But
With the
but
delivery as
I'm
well?
going on this. That's not going to happen because Carrie's going to be here. Because
There we go.
Flights and everything are going to go.
So-
Or she's going to drive out here 30 hours
Knock
and
on
bring
wood
her
there,
dogs,
Jim.
and she's going to live out here for a month. So that's the alternative.
Yeah. Let
Walk
her
down in
get
Jim's Russian apartment.
quarantine.
We
with
both
you.
get to work remotely. Why not?
Yeah.
Do
Honestly,
it.
why not?
Let- I
Hey,
wanna
there's
see-
great
Why not
there's
work
great areas to
remotely
walk your
together?
dogs around here.
But dogs aren't allowed at your apartment complex, right?
Cats are. and people walk their dogs right around here all the time.
Okay,
There's a little
Carrie,
different, though, yeah.
like Carrie,
say it
we're
out
in
loud.
California.
Don't
If
tell
Kaya-
them.
Tell
if
everyone
Kaya
that
starts
your
barking, we'll
dogs
just walk her.
identify as cats.
Cats.
And you're
Oh,
fine.
nice.
But Carrie, here's the
Good
thing.
deal.
The
I like it.
Kaya
Service
likes to,
animal.
Kaya likes to bark at other
Yeah.
dogs. There's not many other around here
Yeah.
other than the ones that walk. So she might be pretty quiet. And then plus we have plenty of area to walk her and stuff. So like, I
Right?
don't-
Yeah. It's just, and we never see anybody hardly ever in the hallways, so we could just sneak her in and out.
Well, everyone's quarantined. Even the office is being like, well, we're shutting down hours and stuff. So like, they're not
That's
even
a
going to be
go,
around to
Carrie.
monitor that.
Yeah.
That's a go.
There we
I was
go.
just trying to tell you that
It'll be.
make it.
Oh,
How
I'll be
weird
there
would that?
like- yeah, it'll
How
take me
strange
like-
would that be though? Because we'd both have our laptops and our workstations doing our remote work like side by side, but not doing it like anything else. Like, so,
I know,
but,
but like-
that would be a great test to our relationship.
Yeah. Well, and they
What,
keep
looking over each
Busy.
other's shoulders, seeing if you're commenting on the Slack chat, right?
Oh yeah, but they keep me super busy. I think when you're busy, you're pretty busy, but otherwise, I think you have a little more downtime. I don't get
You're more
downtime.
steady. You're more steady.
Yeah.
I'm more up and down.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that means
like
he just
in
wants
and out
to
like
watch
this.
you. Yeah, he just wants to watch you
Right, Dave?
Yeah.
in and out of everything that you're going through.
And
That's
besides,
No, I don't want to see the plumbing.
Nooners.
Nooners.
You don't want to see the plumbing.
Sorry, Andrew. That took me a second. Like,
Nice.
nooner. I haven't heard that expression in a long time.
If Carrie did go to Jim's, like, who's gonna say it's like it's the virus? She was like, who's gonna argue? It's a temporary thing. Like, I know.
Well, they couldn't. No, I would have to be. I'm not allowed to telecommute anywhere but from my house.
Oh, for your job.
So it's actually I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be if I had to be called in to come in, I would have to figure out how to get home or be like, I'm sick because I'm not allowed. They would have to. Yeah, I couldn't be open.
And you
about
have
it.
no time that you can burn on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would only get called in if it was urgent, but
yeah.
One
But
of
you have
those.
no vacation, no sick
Oh
days.
yeah. No, obviously I have a lot. Or you could come out here, and then I don't have to worry about like smuggling a dog in and out of an apartment.
But I
complex.
at least my car.
Yeah.
At least my car.
But you could fly. You don't have to drive. That's just it.
Oh,
that is actually true.
There's that. I have to drive because of the dog.
But I have not been okayed until May 1st.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. I got a lot of time. I'm just astonished by that. Like I said, my gut reaction was actually to be kind of sad.
Well, I think the cases in your area, Carrie, are a bit more higher, right? Because of that
boat that pulled in the
Yes.
port.
Oh yeah. No, we have way more
No.
coronavirus than
Because of
Minnesota
that,
does.
they had a cruise ship that
they know.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Well, your
stop.
population
Yeah.
is a lot
Oh,
higher.
All right,
too.
I got a quick story related.
Yeah.
So my wife told me this, and she swears up and down this is like a true story. So I know this much; it was in the news and everything. So there was an elderly man that was on a cruise a month or so ago, that lives in Rockland. That's the city I live in. Who got sick? The Rockland Fire Department took him to the emergency room, where he later died. So then the three firemen that worked together were in quarantine, but the wife, who lives in Rockland, still at home after he died. And she's basically quarantined to her house, but she wants to walk her dog, right? So she goes out in the neighborhood walking her dog, and all the neighbors are like reporting this, like, we know she's supposed to be in her house, right? So they had a freaking helicopter like flying out above her, and with over the speaker, like, "Ma'am, you need to go inside," kind of thing. Like, Jesus,
get in your house.
Getting that bad, man.
Yeah.
I
This
heard
was
that
like about a week ago.
One guy that's like
Yeah.
quarantined. The police are keeping an eye on his house, and if he steps out, they tell him to go back in.
Yeah.
So it's fucked, man. It's just weird, man.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
really
Like fucking
weird. Everyone's
Gestapo.
scared. Yeah, everyone's scared right now, and it's just a real fuck time right now. It's
Yeah,
just awful.
We'll be here for you all.
That's right. Yes, there you go. Way to bring it back,
We'll just
Bart.
stay here
Nicely done.
screaming.
It's basically a severe flu. The only thing that makes it a pandemic. I'm not a doctor or a disease expert. It's a flu, but what makes it a pandemic is how fast it spreads.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're immunocompromised,
Well, there's
elderly,
more to it than
young-
that. It's got like issues with if you have prior illnesses on you,
Existing-
or if
Yeah.
you're old. Yeah.
Immunocompromisation.
If you have diabetes, you're fucked.
And it's very
Yeah.
age dependent. Like it
Age dependent.
exponentially decreases as you get younger.
Yep.
No, I shit you
Yes.
not though. Like we were just talking about that. For people that are 80 or
Yeah.
older, the fatality rate is 14.8%.
Mhm.
Then you get down to like in the 70s and it's like half that. Then it's half and half and half. It goes way down to the point that like people in their like 40s, it's like 0.4%. Then people in 30s and their 20s, it's like 0.2%. So it ridiculously decreases.
That's what I don't understand.
Except
Everybody's
for Seabird,
But
he
that's
vapes,
still
so it's
scary,
like
though.
window.
There's a 4% chance I'll die.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
still fucking scary.
Yeah.
you know?
If you
It is.
have it, and
Yeah.
that's
You
so
have an
minuscule.
immunocompromisation.
That's still scary, though.
It
Yeah.
is,
Says
but
the
at
guy
the
with
same
the
time,
point with the 0.04% or whatever.
Yeah.
it's still yes, it's scary,
It's not
but it's
4%.
still
I am
overhyped.
always at
If you look at-
0.04%. What are you talking about?
Oh,
wait.
nice.
The reason why this is
That's
so
baseline.
overhyped is because of the spread of it.
Keep
If
it
you look
smooth,
at like
right?
Ebola had a 40% fatality rate
Mhm.
across the
No,
board.
it's huge. Yeah.
So
It's like the worst.
you're talking about like
ever.
I almost just want to get sick and get this shit over with, so I get some immunity to it.
Yeah.
So I can relax.
Unfortunately,
that's just for me,
no.
But the thing is that like
No.
it's about
Now
the
you're a
infrastructure.
carrier. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, it's not. They just had the first report of somebody who got reinfected with it.
Oh
Oh,
Was that
no.
reinfected after they're fully off of it?
Oh,
well,
Yeah.
viruses you can't
That's
kill
what-
virus.
Yeah.
They can only go
Yeah,
dormant
so
or
they
recess.
got better.
Well, no,
and then,
but that means the virus is mutated though, because you can absolutely get
Because if
a
you
virus and then
know,
build
Yeah.
immunity to it.
Right.
And then you're okay.
exactly.
but yeah,
Right?
that's what they're.
So-
That's one of the things
so
about this.
either it's
And-
mutated or you're talking about
But I hear it mutates every time it jumps to another person, though, by a little
I
bit.
mean, a little bit.
No,
Of course it will. That's the way viruses
no.
work.
So it's just
Insignificant
fucked,
amount.
man. That's
I mean,
No,
the whole
Mom.
reason why it jumped to people is
No.
because it mutated.
Well, yes, it obviously always mutates, and that's what it does from person to person. But once you start to generate all those antibiotics, especially when the hospital is pumping into you everything that they can to try to cure you.
But I hear that doesn't
From-
help.
Well,
You can't generate antibiotics.
No, it's about your body.
No, no, no,
Dave,
no,
somebody has to do
no,
it.
no, no, of course not. When you get sick and you're dying and you go to the hospital, and I can say this because my mother is an MD and I have a lot of people in the medical profession. Go in there with COVID-19. Go ahead, go in there. They're going to give you a certain amount of medicine to try to cure you.
Yeah.
Go in there, give that to every single able-bodied person that
Have you
has
talked?
a high
Have
fever.
you read Tom
and a
Hanks's
cough.
Tom Hanks's post? All he's doing is drinking lots of fluids and lots of Gatorade. That's what they're doing for you.
So-
They're not
and
giving
he-
any
what I was
antibiotics.
yeah,
at all.
and 100%. Like what I
And-
was talking about was like
and
me
he
getting
has
sick and
also
me
been released
staying
from
at home
the
and not
hospital.
infecting anybody. I get sick.
Yes. Yeah.
I just want to get sick and
Get it over with.
deal with it myself, and I'll be sick, and that will suck a lot. And then I'm a generally pretty healthy person aside from my drinking habits.
Well,
But like,
yes,
I'll
but
set that shit
okay.
aside.
We don't have any habits, Andrew.
But let
Right.
No,
Andrew
of course
finish
not.
here.
What I'm just trying to
Let
say is
him.
like,
Yeah, let Andrew finish. Let Andrew finish. What?
It's like the idea of like I want to just stay at home, and I'll stay at home for a month. I don't care. Like, right? I can work from home. If I can work, I'll work. If I'm too sick, I'll stay in bed. We'll get through that shit. But like, yeah, I guess it's a privileged situation that I live in. that I
No,
can
it's
do
not.
that.
It has
But
nothing to do with being
my
in a
thing is like
privileged situation.
I want to just
Get the coronavirus, or do you already
no.
have
Process
it and
it.
are
I don't.
recovering?
I'm 100% not. But but like what I would, there's a part of me, is all I was saying, is I would like to almost just sort of get over like getting a little bit sick and then dealing with my being, dealing with the symptoms. I don't think I'm going to deal with like the having to be on a fucking respirator and all the rest of that shit. So I'll just stay at home and be
Ventilator.
sick.
It's a
Ventilator,
ventilator
whatever.
that they don't have enough to
Thank you.
go
So
around.
hopefully I won't need that, but like there's a part of me that is saying I just want to get through the sickness, and so I can just
You need
be
to
over that
boost
part of
your
it.
immune system.
I know that's fine, but like the thing is, what I'm saying is I want to get over my own personal hump, and then get on
We
to
will all
the path of recovery. And I will personally quarantine myself and stay at home and all the rest of that stuff. Be responsible for my own spread of the illness.
Of
and then
course. That's what the
basically be in a situation-
responsibility.
then be in a situation where maybe I can help the rest of my community. And like,
Right.
all right, so fine, you're sick, and like but I have built up an immunity in my body to this illness. So can
Yeah.
I help other people now?
No, you cannot, because with every mutation, and that's what it's called, and that's what's caused the virus to become to the state that it has become,
But
is that it
how many cases do we have of people who have been sick and then get re-sick again? I know
There's
Carrie was
a
talking
couple
about
out of
something.
so there's a couple out of Japan and China that
Okay.
they believe that's the case, and so there could have been like some sort of
so
false testing, but and that was like
Restraining.
it made the news the other day because it was like a oh shit moment.
Yeah, Because there was a thing
It
I heard
comes.
about that, where people got sick and got re-sick again, but it was because they had not actually fully healed from it, and they put themselves back out, or they got sick from it, and then they were mild symptoms, and they got put into isolation with other people.
As
Right.
a medical
Or you can make
professional,
the same. You can make the same argument though with
More
influenza,
extreme sick?
where there's
Yeah, it's
different
the same
strands of it.
concept.
Yeah.
how many
So-
of you guys are actual medical professionals? Are you guys in the medical industry? Well, look, I know. No, I am a retired medical professional. The cases that I've seen over and over again, they come in, get treated with antibiotics, go home, get sent with antibiotics. Do they take them as they're supposed to? Do they, every single case that's around, goes ahead and goes with the procedures that they're required
But
to take?
antibiotics won't deal with the virus, right? Antibiotics are antibiological.
Yes, in certain
Viral
cases,
infections are different.
it's yes. No, well, that's what they're
The
treating
chat's blowing
everyone.
up right now.
Let them. I'm not even looking.
I'm not an expert, but like antibiotics don't cure viral infections, right?
No, of course they're treating it with Tylenol. That's Tylenol. That's what they're treating.
Yeah, they're treating the
COVID,
symptoms, which, like fever and stuff like that. They're treating the symptoms.
COVID-19
Symptoms
is
are
being
different than the
treated.
cause. So
Right, but
Yes.
it's not actually treating the illness. But
No,
they're just basically
COVID.
like just sort of bridging the gap to try to get people more comfortable during their illness.
Exactly. COVID-19 is being treated with Tylenol. Tylenol straight to treat the fever.
How many people here are ex-convicts? Because I'm an ex-convict and I'm
Yo.
a professional convict.
What?
I've represented a lot of ex-convicts. Actually, I represented them when they were pre-convicts and then they became convicts. But also when they've been ex-convicts.
So you're a convid-19 type person?
Convict 19.
nice.
Only 18. I'm working my way to 19.
Okay.
Carrie is a
I gotta get my
COVID-19
certificate still.
trying to keep him out of jail.
That's right. I tried.
All right, let's end the show, you guys.
Yeah, let's
I
do
need
that.
to go
I just
excrete
wanna
some
say, like,
microbes right
Yes.
I was not,
Yeah.
I was not
Yeah.
giving medical
Yeah,
advice.
it's
No
late.
one's giving medical advice here.
No,
Everybody
we
out
don't-
there,
just trying
stay
to
safe.
understand.
Just
Wash your
kidding.
hands.
Stay safe.
Yeah,
Don't
wash your
treat
hands, you
anybody.
dirty fucks.
Stay away from people.
Wash those dirty mitts.
Be safe,
And
guys. We
everyone
might be
here
doing.
in this chat, you guys stay safe. And
Yeah.
let's
I love
drink
the
and-
sign someone
let's
posted
come back
in a
next week
bathroom.
and
It
drink
said,
and
"Wash
party
your
some more."
hands. Wash your hands, you filthy animal."
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget to follow us on
hopefully I'll
Facebook. We
see you
might
next
do a
week.
gaming night.
Yes.
Maybe a
Hopefully
gaming
we'll all
night
be
on Thursday.
Hopefully, we
healthy
won't be infected, any of us.
Yeah.
or if so, then we'll have mild symptoms and
We'll be dropping off like flies.
Yeah.
So so we're still doing PC gaming night. So if anyone wants to join that,
So this is
join
episode
Join Galaxy.
210. We're the longest running live arcade podcast in the universe, according to
the known universe.
To Chris Rad Page on Instagram. So
there you go.
All right.
All right, Jimbo.
So cheers, everyone.
All right.
Jimbo's not even here.
Not
to
there.
play us out.
Yeah.
All
Stay
right,
safe.
walking back.
Goodbye,
Good night,
goodbye,
everybody.
goodbye,
Thanks for joining
goodbye,
us.
goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
It's, everyone
Apparently
that's in
Seabart's
chat
singing
that came.
Oingo Boingo, but we're out of here.
Yeah.
Good night.
Oh, here he is.
Bye.
Oh.
He showed up.
Jimbo, play us out. Jimbo,
Play us out.
Play us out, Jimbo.
Get us the fuck out of here.
Oh,
Save
Oh,
us.
yeah.
oh shit! I wasn't prepared.
We were
Something.
singing the
Cheerios.
goodbye song.
All right.
Goodbye.
Right?
It's not a goodbye song. That's all right.